Sauce Team shirt from?
Who?
You.
Me? What do you mean? What? No, that was when I took the pictures and downloaded to do the post.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're linked up live here. The eyeballs there. That's up. That's going. Okay. Notification is there.
Volume's off.
7-Eleven. We're fucking on it. It's on.
We're never on time anyway.
All right. Everything seems to be fucking going good. All right. We got 1. We got 2. Let everybody start freaking chiming in. Here we go. Oh,
what's up, Woody?
There we go. Beerman's in there. Woody's in there. AZ, Arkansas. We're at 6. Here's Randolph. Here we go. We got YouTube. We got Facebook. Everybody's chiming in. Never, ever on time. Cord, you know how we are. We're on freaking NorCal time is anytime. Bacosa, Lodi Cycling checking in. Here we go. La Paglia, Big Mark.
Thanks again for last weekend, Robert. We appreciate that. That was a good time.
Bacosa, that shit was lit. Lodi Cycling. Hey, a bike shop with a brewery and a coffee bar in it. There, Shib.
Oh, that's lit. Oh, actually, yeah. I did see that. I was wondering, the setup was sick in there. That's dope.
That was a bike shop.
That's sick. A bar and a brewery.
Yes, the whole thing, dude. And
it was a rough night.
The nightlife is awesome, dude. I mean, I'm talking people walking up and down the street. We're just like foot traffic coming in. What are you guys doing? Oh, dude, we got a podcast in the house and all this.
Yeah, it's right downtown where all the bars are at and everything.
It was nuts.
Tasha, Kenny, what's going on, guys?
Tasha, what's going on? Gagonis, everybody checking in. Man, oh man, a Friday night. Mikey, the show just keeps getting, it's going to be a dripper is what it's going to be, guys. We got Anthony Bacardo on the 220 ride for Alpha Bikes, not Haro. We got to get that out of the way. Freaking Grant, boy, did you pop him on the vlog. That was great.
He popped in the back too. It was funny.
He just creeped up nonchalant and oh my God. I was sitting there. I was in the house watching the live feed and I'm like, Eric,
Monkey,
you had one job, bro.
No, it's not his fault. You know, I was on there for, a good 5 years or 4 years, and me and Grindo are super close. So it's just something where, you just, read off the same, that he's always read off. And so I totally wasn't even.
Yeah, because he ain't reading shit when the pros are out there. He knows you all guys by first name. He just, it's habit.
Yeah, exactly. He could read the gate without looking at the sheet, and he's just going to go with what he says. So,
Bunky checking in, Cody filling it, everybody. Bentley, what's going on? Big Chris. Oh boy, man. Yeah, the viewers are just popping. It's populating right now.
Yeah, Woody. There's just no pros on the team. They still have Nick's set up with the amateurs, and they do their little thing. It just doesn't cost as much as having 2 pros. So it's just for them to keep their bikes out there still, and Nick still has his program. So they're still a Haro, but it's just not a pro team.
That's a big one. We're gonna put that one in the middle because you know what? We actually did a show,
Braden Lewis,
a couple weeks ago regarding that because there was a lot of concerned fans and people for you and for Cam on the whole deal.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy situation, but things happen, and sometimes it's for the better, and you figure out ways to make it better out of the situation, and that's
going to be part of our kind of like the whole living the life of Shibby on the pro side.
Well, the best part of that though was the following week when you guys go 1-2 on Friday.
Yeah, that was definitely
we're like, it just doesn't get any better than that.
It's just like right across their lips.
Exactly. What's up, Hollywood?
It's gonna be a banger. So it's gonna be part of like the interview part, and then it's gonna take us into like the Shibby podcast and the Beer Budget podcast, collaborating on a big thing and a huge topic, dude.
I'm excited.
First and foremost, guys, Shibby, dude, want to thank you so much wanting to come in on the show, man. Big couple weeks here in the beginning part of the season. A nail biter last week for sure. The big ups with one big down. The biggest thing with the fans is the injury update, man, on how you're doing and the prognosis and everything. A lot of us have seen your vlog with the update. some people haven't. What can you tell the fans, bro?
So yeah, pretty much just in Saturday's crash, when initially I crashed, I was all right, but when Drew ended up skidding and, you know, I think either his pedal or crank or frame, whatever it was, just he kind of whipped it into my back. And initially, like I said, I thought I was good. I definitely wasn't, you know, pain free. I know that I needed to race UCI Sunday to get some points for the UCI stuff since I was injured last year. And, you know, I just tried to push through, tape it up, and it definitely wasn't pleasant. But, you know, I just always, you know, pushed through, and I was like, all right, well, you know, he hit me pretty hard. It's probably just a bruise, whatever. And then I was flying out to New Zealand the next day at 6. And, yeah, I just pretty much went to the training center in the morning to get like an adjustment. I thought I was tight or, you know, all of that. And,
Yeah,
you know, usually they know I'm pretty tough with, you know, everything that I do. And so she was doing some movements and kind of just like an assessment. And she was like, you know, you're kind of, you know, more sore than, you know, you normally are, or kind of reacting like a little bit worse than normal. So she was like, I think we should, you know, get some x-rays. And then she luckily got me in right then. So I drove straight to get x-rays, and I was literally still going to fly out. I was going to change my flight to Thursday just to at least, you know, have time to get the checking. And then, yeah, I shit you not, she called me at 2:00 and she was just like, yeah, I don't know how any other way to tell you, but there's 4 fractures in your back on the L1, L2, L3, and L4, which are, you know, pretty much your lower back. But luckily there's these things called sorry, it's cold in my garage, but there's a transverse processes or something, and which is the edges of your spine. So say there's the spine, and then there's those little wings that hang off.
right.
And I pretty much broke it like right here on all 4 places, and they just all have clean fractures. I think 2 of them are pretty good, but luckily when I got the MRIs, all of that stuff, there wasn't any, you know, deeper damage or anything to the you know, nerves and all that stuff around there. So pretty much it's just those bones that I was telling you about. And it's, you know, just a same thing as a bone healing, which is about 6 to 8 weeks. But I'm luckily going to go to my buddy's house, and he's a chiropractor, has a hyperbolic chamber. He has like this thing called the pulse machine that helps, you know, bone regenerative. And hopefully it can, you know, be sooner. And I'm going to be doing everything I can to heal up faster with, you know, the diet, everything. I mean, just trying to rest and being smart. I even got like this crazy brace I'm wearing all day.
Yeah, I seen that in the vlog, man. That's pretty freaking wild, bro.
Yeah, it's a legit brace. I definitely try to cover it up with my shirt so I'm not walking around in public looking like I'm, you know, 70 years old. But
looking like a robot and shit.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a legit brace. Like when they brought it in, like my reaction was like, oh shit, that's what you want me to wear. But it's something that keeps it all stable. So it should help me, you know, be able to, you know, just be stable with all my movements and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much the get down on the injury. Just you know, a couple fractures and, you know, just the bone healing time. So I'll probably be drinking, you know, a lot of milk, and hopefully that heals up the bone. So
yeah, dude, a lot of freaking the vitamin D pills and all them things, dude, the bone ups and stuff. Now, does that brace, is it kind of like, is it lifting up your upper torso to keep pressure off of it? Or like, how does that brace? Or is it just to keep it kind of straight?
I mean, I guess it kind of can do that, because it's like I can tighten it up, and it also like kind of has these straps right here. And so I would say maybe a little bit pulls up, but for the most part, it's just to keep me straight and not, you know, leaning over or, you know, turning too much. Like, see, I can't really, you know, twist, which is a good thing. So it's really just to kind of keep me locked into, you know, just a straight posture and, you know, not do anything stupid, you know, like just twisting and turning. So yeah, it's a legit brace though. So I definitely am just locked in, and I think that's a good thing. So.
Well, shit, that's pretty awesome. I mean, it could have been worse, bro. You know, like honestly could have been.
Yeah, when we were doing the assessment and they were saying like we're doing the MRI to make sure your spine's stable and stuff, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty legit. And I'm like, you know, I shattered my elbow. I've had some crazy injuries, but definitely it's a little different, you know, when they're talking about your, you know, your back. You definitely can't really do too much to fix, you know, you're
one
back.
One of your fans is in the house.
We actually got a fan.
Yeah, that's fire.
In the house, dude. It's got the on
It's
the 220 ride.
It's crash and burn, right? Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.
Yeah.
He straight up called you out, Robert.
What's up, Robert?
Damn, bro, you on the hit list, son.
You're famous.
Better watch out, man.
That's how you know. That's how you know I love my fans. I pay attention and I remember. So I
Hell
know
yeah.
I handed
You
him
know
that.
it,
Yeah.
man.
He rides for me. I can barely remember his name. I can't spell it.
No, that's rad. That's
cool.
rad.
I think the biggest thing too, taken away, and like going off of with watching your vlog and then watching Drew's vlog, he drew it out and like did like a pause still of the video and showed where like the initial crash after you connected with Cam and went down, and then you guys started piling. He was like, dude, I had my sight set, and he took the arrow, and he's like, he drew through. He's like, I seen this opening right here, and then freaking 0.2 seconds, I'm in there, and then everybody's falling in front of me.
Just like NASCAR, they come shoot for its line on the top, but they're all going to come down at you.
Yeah, I've watched it back a couple times, and I still don't know how I would say truly feel about it. Obviously, it's racing, but being that far behind, and usually at that moment, if that was me back there, I would usually just probably be like, well, everyone's crashing. All I got to do is go around it. I probably wouldn't try to, high-low or do something crazy like that. But, he's new to the class. He's young, and, as much as it sucks, I'm not someone to, put that, burden on him. But I definitely still am like looking it back and trying to, understand the situation. But I did hear he did do that in his video. So maybe I'll go back and watch it. But yeah, it's definitely just one of those things. It's just a freak accident. And,
well, and like the thing is like you guys are traveling fucking Mach 10, dude. You guys are going so fast. Even like, even with being in the back or whatever, you're set focused, you're looking ahead to a certain distance.
Yeah.
And then as your guys' closing rate is just ridiculous fast. And when shit's happening in front of you, man, it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Kind of
yeah,
thing, no,
100%. And like he probably saw everyone crash and he was excited for a podium. There's a lot of things that can play out in that instant, and I definitely probably think that he was just very excited for a podium. Everyone was on the ground, and that probably would have been an exciting thing for him. And like I said, it's not like he saw Anthony and was like, oh, I'm gonna whip my back into him, but
right, exactly.
Time,
yeah, exactly.
Just,
during the headlights kind of shit.
Yeah, it was just the craziest thing for me because like crashing at that speed, it's always rough. But I initially like crashed and was like, oh shit, like sick. Nothing happened. Here we go. Like, and then literally 5 seconds later, it was like I couldn't breathe. I was like, what the and it hurt so bad. But yeah, initially I was like sick. Like we got out of this pretty good, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, you thought so?
And that's one of the things that Mike and I have constantly talked about, like when we do the race recap shows and stuff, where it's just like, dude, if Shibby could just stay out of harm's way, and
just catch a break, bro. Where was it? The Grands, even, dude, couldn't catch a break. I'm like,
well, Grands, and then before Grands, the SoCal Nationals,
right
down there in SoCal,
he was leading one and wrecked
and running good, and it's just like. That's the hard part about running wide open, man. It's just like you're just at the mercy of physics.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing too, is like, no matter what, I'm always pushing it till I, obviously can't if something does happen. But the biggest thing is, I'm always giving 100% and pushing as hard as I possibly can. And, sometimes that can bite you in the ass. And, luckily, like I said, not luckily, but sometimes it sucks worse when it's not your fault, but that is racing. If I, could have, made no mistakes on the first jump and put myself in front of them, I could have, prevented that, but that's on me. So there's both sides to it, to where it just is a shitty situation as a whole. Yep. But yeah, definitely, it's been a tough break with, some back-to-back, injuries and stuff like that. But I definitely know that, it's just part of the game. And I definitely know my time is coming, and I'm definitely not too bummed about it, just because I have seen the success, and all the stuff coming around from the work. So I'm definitely not too bummed. It's just really the timing of it with the World Cups and, some of the, the Olympic stuff. So.
Yeah. And that schedule has just really got to be a headache on how you juggle all of that, especially like how everybody goes and says, well, it's a Olympic year, or you got the World Cups, you got the qualifiers. It's like, we talk about it and we try to figure it out and everything. And I could only imagine how it is on your side, trying to do the scheduling and how it goes being a pro, because you're wanting that next level. It's like, okay, I got the goals. I got this, I got sponsors lined up. You're trying to keep checking those boxes, man. And to try and keep that all your ducks in a row has got to be just a pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty stressful, especially, kind of doing it, without the Team USA and traveling with them and having, all the, stuff kind of done for you. So it definitely is a little stressful, but at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to do. And, as long as I can get to those races and, just get there, that's all I plan on. So all the other stuff, it might be stressful, but as long as I put my bike in the gate and I can do what I got to do, that's all I'm, worried about at the end of the day. But it is a lot of planning and, a good amount of stress, especially traveling across the world. And especially, some countries are easier than others, but if you go to one that you don't speak the same language or you got to do a lot of stuff by yourself, it's, a lot of stress. But, that's what kind of makes it fun at the same time too, figuring that stuff out and, making the trip kind of, more fun because you got to figure stuff out. But at the same time, it's definitely stressful.
Yeah, no, dude, I bet, man. And especially because the dates are all here pretty quick, right?
Yeah. So this year has definitely been the craziest back to back, especially with Sarasota on, I think 4 days after New Year's. So that was definitely a quick start, but luckily with my elbow injury, I kind of had all that time to build up and everything was still fresh to me. So it was honestly not like a rush to me. It was more of an excitement to start the season instead of like everybody else. We just back to back, like someone like Elise, she raced everywhere. And so like getting back home and then going to Grands and doing all of that, like that little 1 month was all she has until, Sarasota, Phoenix, the World Cup. So yeah, it's definitely a crazy, crazy year with a lot of races back to back.
Oh. So, okay, like I said, we try to have kind of like an order and everything, but it doesn't really go that way. But
everyone's talking about his mustache.
I mean, everybody loves the stash.
Hollywood Mike Brandon's all over
there,
it, bro.
Hollywood, we got some Hall of Famers in here. The fan base, Jason Hart, the people's champ, Shibby is the guy. He, everybody's just like your fan base, Anthony, is probably one of the best that I've seen in a long time, dude. And
he has, but you deserved it, Anthony. I mean, I can remember just being at how long ago we were at Lemoore National, and we stayed at the track in the trailer. We had the big horseshoe or whatever.
Oh God, dude, I don't remember.
And Shibby's out there in the middle of it playing with a bunch of kids. You had to be 16, 16, 17.
Yeah, I think I was 17, 20. That was the year I was up for the title. So I definitely remember being at Lemoore.
Out there playing with the kids, riding a one wheel around everywhere. And
the one wheel almost ended my title run.
Wasn't that Brady Ward's one wheel?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that one that still gives me nightmares. That was a rough one.
But and the kids were just all over you, and you were having a blast. They were having a blast. So
you got your roadie in there. Andre LaCroix is
my boy.
Hey. Oh, Braden Lewis in there. TJ Gallardo, Palm Daddy's in there. Oh man,
DB Sports World.
Everybody, Megan Hort. Oh my God, dude. The fan base is just something. It's second to none, Anthony. Honestly, man.
No, it's definitely a blessing. It's something that I've really enjoyed, and everyone kind of. It's honestly crazy to me just because, the way I grew up, I probably wouldn't have been a role model. And just to be able to kind of turn into that and, have people that, want to support me and, show love is something I can't even, describe it. It's something that I don't know. It's the best thing ever. And like you said, it's definitely one of the best, in the sport. And I'm very thankful for that. And, it's just something that I just love. So I think that's why it's different, for me is it's really what I love to do. And it's something that, it's cool to see it, kind of in return just because it's just what I'm doing. It's not like I'm trying to do something to get that. It's just me really, being me. And that's what I think is really the cool part is I'm literally just being Shibby, Anthony Vaccaro, just who I am. And I think seeing that is something that's really, really cool. You know, aside from, you know, obviously racing and going out there and, you know, trying to be the best, you know, racer I can be.
Now how does that go? So like on Thursday, okay, so here you go. I mean, you've been dropping merch for a handful of years now, you know, and then now you dropped what wasn't it yesterday on Thursday?
Yeah, I just come up. So I got these samples
all
made
the new
to test them
Sauce
out.
Team jerseys, the jogger shorts and everything. I mean, like, bro, you don't skip a beat. Like, honestly, man, it's fuck, get ready for spring. You'd be looking freaking sharp in the summertime.
Yeah,
you know, Sauce Team's going to be in effect. And, you know, everybody just walking around with freaking Sauce Team. I mean, do you see that? Does that like hit the switch where when you're packing up and doing all these shippers and stuff and realize like, damn, dude, these people fucking love me, man.
Yeah, I think it's something that is like, it's really, really cool, especially, you know, just, you know, packing stuff up and, you know, doing it, you know, without a crazy, you know, just distributor, and, you know, packing the orders and seeing who orders them and, you know, just, you know, being excited about it. And, you know, I'm sitting there with a smile on my face when I'm packing them up. And I think it's something that is definitely really, really rad. And it's always cool. Like even the other day in Phoenix, like one of my old long sleeves that I came out with probably almost 2 years ago, I saw someone rocking with it, actually the Lozada. And
yeah, I seen it in the vlog.
Yeah. So like even something like that was, you know, really, really cool. And then I'll always catch some, you know, photos on Instagram or, you know, seeing people. So I just think it's really cool, especially because it's something that I have my, you know, my logo on, and it's, you know, it's something that's separate than just like an Anthony Baccardo t-shirt. So it's cool that, you know, creating, you know, Sauce Team and stuff that I, you know, have separate than just my name and my 220 number. I think that's what's really cool, is that it's almost like a brand, but it's really just something that I like to say and, you know, the way I talk. So I think that's why it's something that's exciting. And, you know, it's just crazy, dude. It really, you know, trips me out sometimes. Honestly, every day.
What's the website to purchase your merch?
So I put it on hold when I like when I did the elbow, and, you know, that those last 2 years were a little bit rough. I kind of paused the website. But it will be coming back soon. But I don't have it right now, but I will have
People
that
are
back
asking,
up
that's
soon.
all.
Yeah, so that will come back soon. But yeah, I have it on pause right now, just because initially I was focusing really on BMX, and, you know, now I've had all these kind of ideas in the back, and I have a little bit of time to focus on that. So it will be back up soon.
Sweet.
We got Doug Teague saying you need a Sauce Stash silhouette.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of crazy stuff I can do. It's just hard to do, obviously, like you said, with the racing, especially this year has been so busy, and I've been, you know, actually taking it to the next level, like an actual professional athlete. And that definitely takes a lot more time than I probably expected. And it's hard to juggle everything. And like they say, it's either you give everything in one thing, or you do a bunch of stuff and you're, you know, decent at it. And I think that's something that has been a little bit tough, is doing all this BMX stuff and taking it with, you know, everything I can day by day. It's a little hard to put my same focus into, you know, other stuff.
Yeah. Right. So okay. So let's see. Okay. Let's kind of try, and we're going to do the best we can here, Anthony.
You're good.
So with the races and everything coming up still early in the season, and with your projected recovery, where is that going to put you season wise and qualifier wise? As long as everything goes up good, like, you know, you get your updated x-rays and all that stuff, and the healing process goes, you know, where's that going to put you? Are you going to still kind of be in the ballpark, or how's that going to go?
Are you talking about Olympic stuff, USA BMX series, national?
Just in general, because like I try to keep up with like the world's qualifiers and all that stuff, you know, and everything. You know more of how the schedule goes down than what we do, and probably a lot of the fans. You know, a lot of the fans, they're just going and tune in on the YouTube. They know it's live. Hey, we're looking for freaking the 220 ride. We're watching Anthony. You know, they don't. Absolutely. You know, they don't know the breakdown of it. You know,
so. Sadly, the crazy thing is, you know, the World Cups is where you get your points for the Olympics, especially right now. So these two races are, you know, very important for Olympic stuff. So that's what's tough. But, you know, the recovery, like I said, is about 6 weeks. So my goal is to be back for national champs. And if there is a miracle and something crazy happens, my goal is to, you know, honestly get to Australia at the end of this month. That's obviously a long shot, but, you know, just praying and doing everything I can to try and make that happen, to, you know, at least go give myself more races to be in that, you know, Olympic run. But realistically, from what, you know, it's looking like, is to possibly be back for national champs. But on the USA BMX side of things, the nationals there's none in February. So staying in that second place spot behind Cam is, you know, more than likely I'll be back before I, you know, miss a race with the USA BMX stuff.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. But yeah, definitely the World Cup's missing. That is a tough for the Olympic stuff. But, you know, like I said, it's crazy. You know, I still have Tulsa. There's still opportunities. It just depends on, you know, how some of our, you know, USA athletes perform out there. So it's kind of like a wild card for the Olympic stuff. But the USA BMX stuff, I think I'll be back and be in full force to make a run for the title. So
okay, awesome, good shit. Yeah, because that's like one of the big things that, you know, that it always throws everybody off, because of the timing and what race is important, which one isn't important. You know, the qualifying in, you know, and I know you talked about it a handful of times just on your vlogs and on your podcast side of it too, you know, and it seems like there's always something being changed, you know, and trying to keep up with it is just, it's honestly a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think for the outside viewers, it's a little harder just because it's, you know, kind of just posted here and there. But for us, like, luckily, like, you know, my coach Ariel, she's in with USA Cycling, so I get filled in as much as I can with, you know, the important things and how to qualify and how this and that, and, you know, just overall everything. So for me, it's kind of a little easier than, you know, obviously an outside viewer to look up how to qualify or how to do this or what races count. But it definitely is, you know, like I said, if I didn't have that, I would probably struggle just as much as any outside viewer to look up how to do this or how to do that. So luckily I have a coach that's in a part of the USA Cycling to fill me in on that stuff.
Well, that's awesome. That's fantastic, bro. That's good stuff. So let's see, going in, trying to figure out what kind of a segue we got. So the everyday life of being Anthony Baccardo, being a pro now, what does that entail? What is like your everyday kind of life of going through your training, your eating, what you're doing, what you're looking up, who you talking with? You know, you said Ariel Martin's your coach and everything. I wake up in the morning, I'm Anthony Baccardo. What am I doing?
Pretty much, like I said, ever since the elbow injury, and I woke up from that surgery day, I just said, I'm going to give it everything. I'm going to just take it all in with this BMX stuff. So really it's pretty basic, and I wouldn't say boring. But I will say it's very focused on just BMX stuff. So I really wake up and, you know, I do a lot of rehab at the center for my elbow. You know, they help me out a lot. So really my day pretty much looks like waking up, cooking, you know, some eggs and some basic stuff to get that protein and keep it as basic as possible. And then heading to the center and either doing, you know, my gym, my rehab, my sprints, my track work, all there. So luckily I'm blessed to have the training center and do pretty much everything all in one. And then after that, it's really just kind of chilling at the house and either hopping on the Xbox or trying to keep myself out of definitely trouble. And then also, you know, going
I
to
got the same problem, bro. You ain't alone, bro. I think
and,
that's
you
why
know,
we get along, dude.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I would say it's nothing special really, especially just with this BMX stuff. I've been, like I said, taking it serious. So it's really just about doing that and then just kind of chilling to make sure I recover, rest, and just try to get the most out of all the training that I'm putting in. So it's really not as exciting as, you know, it usually is, especially with the Olympics and these big races that were coming up. So I just, yeah, pretty much wake up, train, and try to chill. Just to, like I said, get the rest and the recovery on top of it and not go to the skate park and bust my ankle and then tell everyone I went to the skate park like a dumbass. So yeah.
That was last year, wasn't it? Or year before last, something like that?
Yeah, it's been always something stupid. And it's kind of crazy. The thing with this injury is when I broke my thumb and I had to get surgery on that, Cam Wood crashed in front of me at the training center. And so this is like the second time I've gotten not taken out directly by him, but something that happened with him, and it's not my fault. So that's what's kind of crazy.
Dude, I tell you what, dude, Cam is building like a freaking hit list right now.
Yeah, I will say he's definitely, you know, I mean, he puts in the work every single day. I definitely respect him for, you know, him giving everything. He's definitely taken it to the level that I'm trying to do right now for the last couple of years. And, you know, that's the difference. Like if you've seen like after the races, like I'm not very happy.
Right.
Not like in a bad way, but it's like I put so much work in that I want to do good. And I think he's just kind of, you know, he's had some injuries himself, and he's probably got a little bit of setbacks, and it's hard to deal with that stuff.
You're all fighting, you know, you're fighting for the same spot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, dude, it's got to be a fucking pain in the ass. Like, I mean,
you got wrecked twice behind, but not even your fault, and you get wrecked out. I mean,
a nail biter, dude.
It's rough.
Yeah.
Well, then it was just like, I mean, dude, did you hear the freaking crowd when he freaking blasted freaking Larson? It was like, oh no, bro. I was like, don't do it.
He's definitely done some, I would say, stupid moves, but you know, I would say that move was stupid at the same time, but Larson, you know, was going out wide and he was coming in and cutting down low, and then that caused them to blow up. So it was, you know, Larson blocking his line the best he could, but, you know, Cam's going for the win. But the stupid thing is that's a UCI day for us to get country points to be able to get another spot or two. And, you know, you only get 7 scores with an event called the C1. And, you know, Cam has a solid amount of scores, both of them. And it only replaces with a better score. So that first and second would have been a solid score for them to get us some more country points. So that's what was stupid about it. But it's just the crazy thing, because it's just like an instant blow up, and instead of like a, you know, a sick move or something like that. Like even like, you know, my national champs move, like I wasn't trying to, you know, blast him. I tried to make a solid move and it worked. So it's like, it's give and take of, you know, trying to make a move or just trying to crash. But it is what it is. It's racing at the end of the day. Like, you know, it's racing. You want to win or you don't, and it's either you go for it, and that's what it is. So
well, and that's a good thing that you brought that up, because a lot of people don't understand what UCI Sunday is. A lot of people don't even know that it's UCI Sunday. Some people just think it's like just an open Sunday for
every time I tell someone, they're like, oh, it's pro open, you racing? I'm like, oh no, dude, this is actually, you know, like a pretty important event. It's not always important, but this year it is, because it's the Olympic stuff, and that's the only way you get points is from UCI stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's always been a thing on trying to figure out how the Sundays go, you know, because, you know, you go to
open. That's funny.
You go junior men, and then you go U23, and, you know, and a lot of people always go where it's like, well, you know, if you're going to go and do that, it's almost like single A, double A, and elite.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it works out good for the guys, but the ones that really pay the price for that one is the girls, man. The girls end up just not having shit for a moto on the elite side when they break it down like that, you know, which is like unfortunate for the girls.
No, for sure. What's it called? Cheer them on real quick. I'm just going to take a piss real quick.
Get him.
He's feeling for our
What's going on, everybody? Ben, pal, Mikey, you're in there too. Giffy, what's going on? Diet Job Apparel, Silverback's in here. Roy Ball, everybody. Mick Messeline, Braden. Oh my God, everybody's in here.
The Greek's in here.
The Greek too. Ryan Poley, everybody on YouTube. You guys are on Thunder Midget YouTube. You guys are on Beer Budget Live on Facebook. You guys are also on Shibby's YouTube. This is the first time we patched in. We got 3 channels going on in here, Mikey.
Right. Hey, Hollywood's in here blowing shit up. Bro.
Hollywood, Mike Miranda, he's going to be down here next week. Wadsworth, what's up, Wadsworth? Wheeler's in the house.
Palmer,
Big Daddy Palmy, Flitcraft over there. We got Reedley checking in.
Yes, for sure. Mark
Anthony Brown. Oh yeah, California S Squared. Finch, what's up, Finch?
Royball's in here.
I seen the hot ones in here. Alicia Barrett, old AB up there out of Boomtown.
Bobby Esquivel,
Dylan Peterson, everybody in here, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, man. I tell you what,
we appreciate you guys, man. This is awesome.
Ryan Rose, Torrin Jackson, what's going on, everybody? We are live with the one and only Off the 220 Ride, Shibby.
Right.
Yep. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm excited, and you know, like I told you, I'm always, you know, tuned in with some of your stuff, and you're always supporting me to you know, another level. And I think it's fun that, you know, we kind of relate, just being, you know, kind of crazy. And
definitely that's for sure, Anthony, you know, and ever since, you know, back then, you know, when I first met you, when we were on 510 Bay Area, you know, you had just came off of Vendetta, I think, right?
So wasn't
it?
That's the story of kind of coming back into BMX. I wasn't racing and I wanted to come back. And luckily growing up, I did do pretty good and I had a solid name for myself, but I just obviously kept getting in trouble. But when I first wanted to come back, Eric Dyer actually sent me a frame. So I wasn't on Vendetta, but he sent me a bike to be able to ride. And then that's when I initially came back. And then
that's awesome.
Yeah. So shout out to Eric Dyer. As much as, there's many stories about a lot of things that I've come back and this and that. He definitely played a big part in the first time that I initially wanted to get back into this. So yeah, I definitely shout out to that guy. He's very, very solid. But yeah, that's pretty much where it all came back. And then I went to 5'10", and it just, Howard was a good dude and helped me out. And, that was just kind of where it all started, rolling again. So
yeah. And then you went 5'10". You went then after 5'10", Croupy.
Yeah.
And then you had you went from Croupy straight to Alpha, or you had a little bit of a break and then the Alpha?
Yeah, I quit again. I got in trouble again on Croupy. And so then I was just like, man, I can't do this BMX shit. I just keep getting in trouble. And it wasn't like crazy bad things. It was like I got caught gambling at the casino and in the race. Nothing crazy. I put like money in the machine. I was messing around, but I guess it's a big deal when you're underage. So I got in pretty big trouble.
That was at the Vegas National, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I got suspended actually from USA BMX because they like came out with the new rule book. And then it was like they had to do something because obviously somebody's going to say, oh, well, you're not following the book. So then I was like, all right, this stuff is like, this is too much for me. Like, I just want to have fun. Like I at the end of the day, I'm always just, trying to have fun, which, sometimes bites me in the ass. I'm sure you understand.
Hey, some of the greats, all-time Hall of Famers have been suspended by USA BMX. I mean, look at Redbone.
Hell, look at him and Ronnie both.
Ronnie Anderson. I mean, the names, it's long and distinguished. I swear.
It's almost a rite of passage.
You almost need it. If you're gonna be in the Hall of Fame, you got to be at least suspended once by you.
But yeah. Then I did the Croupy stuff, and then that's when I quit again. And then initially, I was trying to get back into BMX, and I was just trying to do whatever I could. And one of my buddies was on Alpha, and they were super close. And I remember having one phone call with Shane, and, he was just telling me, he's had a crazy life and a rough past. And we kind of connected on that. And he really just was, I'll give you a jersey and a helmet and I'll help you out with an entry fee. And then I went to Paris and I got second and just straight off the couch. And ever since then, that was where it all really kept going. And Shane definitely was, someone that took a chance with me, especially because everyone was kind of like, nah, that kid's just trouble. And he really, gave me the chance that I needed. And that's pretty much where it all started.
Shane and Rebecca are legit. I mean, hell, they sponsor the show too.
Well, so, they made the beer budget banner for us.
They did the beer budget banner for us and all that stuff. But, I mean, definitely they played a part in a lot of people's lives with the whole Alpha team.
And that subject comes up a lot on the show. The Alpha frame. We remember the first kid to ride one when the first one they made
debuted in Oregon in 2014.
Yeah. So it comes up a lot. Shane's a legit dude. I hate to see some of his teams go by the wayside, but he's definitely 100%.
Yeah, no, 100%. Somebody that, he's honestly, changed my life and, given me opportunities that, I probably thought weren't going to be ahead of me. And even to this day, he's still, just doing whatever he can for me and just always there for me, like sometimes, when stuff gets rough, I'll call him. So he's definitely a big role in my life. So I can't thank them enough for, just being who they are, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, you spend a lot of time over there out in Morgan Hill at his place too. When you were up for AM1, I mean, like that year, like you put in the work and like it was like fucking Rocky, dude. You guys put in the fucking training work, and that put you when you were up for AM1 that year, dude. And it was just like you could do no wrong,
right,
whatsoever. Like the stars aligned for you, except for that night at Grand's. But I tell you what, you had
to throw that in there, didn't you?
Well, no,
just throw it in.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. That's why I was looking down. I was waiting for the next one.
But it was like I was there. I was standing there at the fucking fence, dude, during the main go down, and I was fucking heartbroken,
right?
Because I'm 45 fucking years old, dude. like a lot of adults that are here in the chat room. I'm a fucking Shibby fan forever.
For a reason, though.
I'm a 45-year-old Shibby.
Yeah, that was probably the first time, I've had a rough life, but that was probably the first time that I completely was heartbroken. I don't think I ever felt like that. And it was definitely, something that I think carried over into, everything that's going on now, but that definitely was not just for you a heartbreak. It was, and man, that was the hardest thing I've probably,
well, there
done with BMX.
Well, yeah, that was the year you could do no wrong at any national. It was just like, hop on the Shibby train, dude. We're going for a hot lap. Here we go. And then there was like a lot of diversity too. There was a lot of shit fucking like behind the scenes too, where it's like, Pool Magazine wasn't showing you winning. But they would show you in second or with a second place finish. There was a lot of freaking politics and bullshit, and people were pissed. People were like fuming, like, dude, how come you're always freaking doing this shit, dude? It's like, oh, he took a second, but what about the 5 other fucking nationals that he swept and kicked their asses?
Yeah.
And it was just like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely, I felt like been that, a good amount. But I mean, like I said, I think it's just, kind of, the image, especially at that point with some of the trouble I've been in, people obviously, kids liked me, and obviously people knew I was a good kid, but, from the outside, probably representing someone in their, sanction, getting in a lot of trouble was probably something that, kept them from doing that. But at the end of the day, they ended up, starting to show love, and, everyone, is really cool there. It just, sometimes, when you're the outcast and you're doing good, it's hard to accept that, but it couldn't be any longer when they seen that, all the trouble that I get in was, really just because I didn't have guidance. I had to learn to get in trouble myself and learn from that instead of, having somebody kind of tell me not to do it. So I think people started to understand that once they learned more about me.
Yeah. Well, and and that wasn't that the birth of Sauce Team?
Well, Sauce Team was
around that time when everything, like when it really started to pick up. Wasn't it?
That was when I was, people, the kids were, loving the way I talked and, the little lingo that I had. And that's where, Sauce Team was something I did with music in high school. And then it just was something that I carried over into BMX with the Shibby, the Sauce Team, and, like how I talk, drip, all the little crazy lingos. And that's where, it kind of just started.
The hair.
All the, pretty much just the whole Shibby image kind of started rolling in that 17, 20
I've had several people say, oh, you mean the guy with the colored hair? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. When I first broke my elbow and I had brown hair, I would look in the mirror and I didn't even know who I was. It was almost weird being normal.
Yeah. Well,
normal. What do you know about normal? Come on now.
And then that was when you were really like getting in and dropping the freestyle music too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
so
that was a big one.
Yeah. And that was one of the funny things too. Like when I first was with Shane, like obviously, I say a lot of crazy stuff in music. And that was like when I took a little break, just because, especially at that point, like you said, not getting into the, the magazine or stuff like that. It was probably, all of it together. And so I took a little break, but that was when I was really dropping music and just kind of, having fun with everything. And then, it kind of came into, effect of, being a role model and kind of understanding that. And, obviously I still do dumb shit, say dumb shit, but, keeping it to, an extent. And so, yeah.
Well, but I think like the way you do you and you are Shibby, and I've said it to Mike, I've said it to thousands of people that have tuned in on the show. Said it for years. I think I started saying it before we started doing the show and stuff, and that's coming on 4 years, is that you are the color of the sport that we need. Everybody needs that one person. I refer to people about you as being Sean Palmer, the X game, the snowboard badass, don't give a shit. I'm doing shit, doing it
BMX, mountain bike, snowboard,
doing it my way, doing downhill. I got the crazy freaking get up. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna wax your ass. I'm gonna wax your ass. I don't give a shit. I'll see you on the podium, and that goes a long way. And that's what everybody says. That's what we need in the sport. And you're the guy, especially here in California. We don't have any more elite men pros.
Not people that are from here. No, we got people that moved here, but.
I don't even know if we have any elite pros that have moved here.
We're not here, SoCal.
Yeah, there's not many. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, everybody's pretty much dipped out. Isn't Cam like the last of the Mohicans and went out to Florida?
Yeah, there's definitely not many that are left in this. So yeah, like even when I'm training at the center, it's by myself. So there's not many pros out here, at least taking it to, this level of where we're trying to go with it.
Now do you guys as pros, do you guys have like I don't know, like pro meetings or like your guys' own kind of like chat to figure out like what is causing what is the big thing, with everybody leaving the OTC to go to Florida. And then, it's like everybody's saying, oh, well, the Florida's the hotbed for pros, but then you're still out here and you're doing just as good. You're on the podiums every damn weekend.
Right.
And then you still got the ones in Florida, and then you got a handful at Hardesty, not that many, and then you got a couple down in AZ. Has there been like kind of like a coming together of like,
you guys talk about it
to kind of like centralize the pros, or how, like,
not really, it's pretty crazy. Like besides like me and Cam and, maybe a few others, obviously, some people are kind of tight with the stuff that they do. They want to be, separate and do their own thing. So I wouldn't say that there's like a group chat that kind of plans where we all should be, which I kind of wish there was. I think, those other countries, they all train together. And I think that's why they, show up to those races and they're, just doing everything that they do on a Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day they're training on. But yeah, for us, it's kind of all separate. And luckily me and Cam are very cool. We grown up and we try to train together and do everything because obviously we know it makes you better. But yeah, for the most part, there's no really, chat that kind of is like, hey, we should all be here. It's honestly not at all.
Well, because it was always like SoCal, OTC down there. Isn't because I think
the city took over in 2016, so it's not as easy to get in like it used to be. It used to be the US, USOPC or the USA Cycling, but now with the city, they charge every person that comes there. So for someone to come from out of the state or the country that's not on the USA program, it's $60 just to ride for one day. So it's very expensive, say for like a country to come with a group of, 8 people and pay for, 3-4 weeks of stay, food, everything, when they can go to Florida and practice is $5 and they can get an Airbnb with all of them. So that's the biggest thing that kind of changed with California is just the center got taken over by the city. And it's a little bit hard. That's why there's no nationals and none of that stuff. It's just kind of ran a little bit different than it used to when it was like, the best thing for BMX, which it still has every tool that it could be, but it's just ran by the city and it's too hard for people to, get there. Like I said, you can fly to Sarasota and you can, message the guy and be like, hey, can we ride on Saturday? And they'll be, oh, sure. And you pay whatever. And that's it. It's not like a crazy, situation to get in. So it's just tougher to ride here if you're not a part of, the US stuff.
Even before that though, it was invite only.
Yeah.
If you weren't invited, you couldn't even go.
Right.
No matter how bad you were. Right.
Yeah. It was, like they had the camps, they had a lot of development stuff, and then they obviously had the top riders. But yeah, like there was a good place to stay, and, people were moving down there. But the thing too is that was the only Supercross tracks that you were able to train on. So like people moved there when there wasn't a Rock Hill, there wasn't a Houston, there wasn't a Florida, there wasn't, these other tracks. So I think that was one of the big things, was that it was the only Supercross track. So you had to be there. But now there's so many options that it's like, well, why would I go there when I can be here? And, it used to not be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That sucks.
So that makes a lot of sense.
It does. It's just bullshit, but.
Well, I knew that, they had got away with the nationals because they had started the field across the street from OTC. That's where everybody like used to camp and park, and that was all like overflow stuff. And then when they built the houses and everything over there, that's when they kind of freaking put the kibosh on the nationals down there at Chula.
Yeah. When they did all the new housing and stuff like that, there's really not many places to camp, and that was a big thing for Chula. And so yeah, that was a bummer.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, that's why all the other countries do so well, though. They have tracks over there everywhere to ride, and they can ride them, and they have programs for it. Over here, they want to charge you to the nose just to go ride a damn track.
Exactly, and it's more of just whoever can get that opportunity instead of having just that opportunity right in front of you.
Right.
Yeah, that was a big thing, and that was like the one big question that a lot of people were like, hey, ask Shibby, let's figure out like the difference between the West Coast and East Coast, because like using Cam as an example, he left the West Coast to go over there to Florida. And, I've seen in your vlogs and everything from like last year and stuff, you go visit Cam and you're training over there. You were over there earlier this year. You guys went down to Acre Brand over there, Acre Farms over there, Jeremy Smith's freaking compound, and had a good time over there training and banging for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
How was that? How is the Acre Farms over there, Jeremy Smith's compound?
It's rad. I was super excited to head down there, and it's super sick what they've built. It's just a full BMX compound. They got pretty much everything you need with training and just keeping it fun. I think they're definitely doing it right. And yeah, it was just super cool to they had their little Acre games, and we just went out there and just it was definitely something really cool to see, just because that's something that I probably want to do or, have ideas of. So I think it's really cool to see it just kind of, live. And, I've definitely seen them from the start, and just to see what they've done with it and, actually see it in person was really cool. And it was just a fun time. They got a legit gate. They got the first straight. They have a really good training spot. So it was super dope.
Oh yeah. Jeremy and Will have put a lot of time and effort into that facility down there on their ranch, dude. It's pretty
for sure
awesome what they got going on over there.
Yeah, they got like animals, they got a little lake, they got a bunch of sick shit there for sure, besides just BMX. And that's why I think it's fun. People go there, train, they have the bed bunk, like the bed or bunk beds. And it's like
bunk room or something. They got three rooms or something with bunks in it or something like that.
Yeah, so it's like a mini camp, like mini Woodward. And I think they're definitely gonna build their way up, but it's just really cool to see it. And like I said, it was fun to go to their little Acre games, and it was just like a little fun event that was kind of different than a national race. And it was
kind of like there was a lot of people watching it on YouTube and everything, and checking all you guys on the Instagram and everything.
Yeah, it was sick. It was definitely pretty big, especially for the kids. And we had a few pros out there, but it was just something cool to like. It really just felt like BMX, like not just a race. Like it really just felt like BMX. Like we were there just talking shit and having fun. And I think that was what was really cool. Was like I really felt like I was at the skate park with the homies. Like it was just like a refreshing thing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Old school here. Old school's in the house.
Here, Shane's got Phil in the house. Reeves is still in there. Reeves, easy Reeves. Come on, dog. Easy. I can't get on the tall bunk, dude. I get a nosebleed, bro. Come on.
No, that's good change in here.
You go through a couple years there at Alpha. You get the Haro deal. You go through that. We'll get back on the Haro gig, and then everything's you got your notice. Cam's got a notice. Nick had like a temporary notice because Nick didn't know what was going to happen with him.
Yeah,
and everything over there at Haro and stuff. And then was that just like a reality check? Was there not like a reality check, like a panic, like shit?
I wouldn't say much of a panic. It was definitely, I would say, just like a whoa, like just sitting back and like looking at what it would be like without that. I think that was something that was like, okay, this is definitely, something that is, definitely going to be a challenge without that, kind of constant support of, making sure everything was, covered and doing what I can do. But, at the end of the day, it was, it was really a big surprise. Like it was like a random thing. Like it started getting a little bit weird with the conversations. And what was crazy is 2 weeks before that, we actually went to lunch with the team manager and was like reconstructing a new deal for the next, couple years. So it was
Joey, right? Joey Cobb.
Yeah. So it was a complete random thing. And the crazy thing is, like after 5 years, I got a phone call from, somebody I never met, seen, and he just was, yo, man, like, yeah, we're gonna, end up, stopping this. And that was, that was pretty much the phone call. It was 2 minutes. And it was, like I said, it was, a little bit of a whoa, but, once I sat back and, know that I have, the support that I have, I think it made it a little bit easier for me, because I know that, I could figure out a way to do this, without that. It was just nice to have that and, less stress, but it was just like I think it was more heartbreaking than it was like a reality check. So
Yeah, and reality check was a fucking wrong fucking word. I was trying.
No, but it
something where.
But it could have been just depend on the situation. It could have been a reality check.
Well, yeah, because you're sitting there thinking you're comfortable. You and Cam are tight. Things are rolling. You're starting to
talking new
pop,
2-year deals.
Yeah. You just went to freaking lunch and shit, and then it's just like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
You get that freaking that sticky note on your locker, like what the fuck.
Yeah, no, like that was literally just like that. But I mean, in a way, it could be a reality check because it was just like how good I had it to just kind of having to figure out another option like that. So I would say in a way it was, like I said, a reality check.
Yeah. Well, in like the big thing too, like with doing the show, these years and meeting people and knowing more people in the industry and all that stuff, I mean, kind of like with you, no different, being a pro, shit, especially you travel the world and everything,
right?
The people you meet and know through the industry and all this stuff, a lot of people were like, well, you're letting Cam and freaking Shibby go, but you got all these people on the Haro freestyle side that like, this don't make no sense. Like why are you picking the racing part? It's just these two dudes and possibly Nick, but then you got all this other money over here on the freestyle side, and it raised a lot of eyebrows. People are like, dude, you got freaking Dennis Anderson's making some good coin.
Yeah,
freaking Nyquist.
Of course, he's been there forever, but
they just signed. Yeah, but Dennis Anderson's been with Haro longer than Haro was.
Right.
Yeah.
Paris Benet is over there, and then and Chad Curley. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. Their talent, they are fucking awesome. They're great fucking people and great representatives for freestyle.
Right.
It just threw a lot of fans off.
Yeah, it's
especially your fans were like, "What the f, dude? Why are you picking on these two dudes?"
Right.
What did you wrong?
It was to not get in too much of it, but they just kind of wanted to kind of like change the avenue with like road bikes and e-bikes and all this kind of different stuff, and they wanted to open up the budget a little bit, and I guess that was like the easiest way for them because the new guy that came in, I think is a European, and that's big on road bikes and stuff. So it was probably pretty easy to get rid of BMX racing. Obviously, it's a little bit different. He probably sees the freestyle stuff a little bit more, but I don't even think the dude probably watches BMX or knows what BMX racing is. I don't know the guy, so that's just me saying it. But that was pretty much the reasoning from what I've kind of learned about the situation.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy. You get like our regular viewers that tune into the show. I'm talking motherfuckers were irate, bro.
Yeah, there was a lot of pissed off people.
People were. It was just like, holy shit, dude. They were gonna start setting freaking trash cans on fire and shit. Like it was bad. People, you'd be at the track and it'd be like, what the hell is this bullshit, dude? Haro's getting rid of Shibby. Like, what the hell? First, they got rid of freaking Barry, because when you first signed on, Barry was still on there, right?
Yeah, he had like his own like kind of frame deal and was doing his like it was pretty sick. He was kind of doing like his own thing, but had them as like the title frame sponsor.
Yeah, and see, a lot of people got heated on that part because Haro didn't sponsor him for the Crankworks freestyle stuff,
which is outrageous.
Yeah.
And people are like, how the hell are you not freaking how are you not freaking backing? It's Barry goddamn Nobles.
Yeah.
No different. He sells everything and reps the sponsors just like you, Anthony. Yep. You're out there and you rep your sponsors to the fullest, and it's just like, wait, you're wanting sales, but you're getting rid of probably one of the biggest fucking sales people in social media. And
that's the thing is they like, short story, like DB kind of, designed this frame that we have right now, in 2012, and nothing has really been updated since then. And, like they wonder, why we don't, have a next level of, frames like the guys that are out there, like the Speedcos, the Maybos, all those crazy dropouts and, the next level of things. And we just never took the time to advance that. And I think that's something that kind of, I wouldn't say bit them in the ass, but it just kind of didn't help us take, the sales and the things to the next level when there was like, I mean, dude, the Speedcos look amazing. The Maybos look amazing. And, ours were still the same bikes from 2012, just a different color. And, like I even bought some of the frames myself and painted them, about 6 to 7 frames, the Shibby frame, and I sold them in 1 week. So it was like I was trying to show them that, if we, make some changes and do some creativity to it, it can definitely go to the next level. But, it's just, that corporate stuff, it doesn't really go like that. And that's just how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, that was definitely it was a weird thing. Now, was that one of the things? Because I think was it last week's show or a couple weeks ago, we actually talked about like the updated frames versus the outdated frames, and we talked about you and Cam being, the Haro frame it's pretty outdated, and people were wondering like, was it hindering their performance, even though a lot of people said the geometry is still the same, but the design of the frame itself, your pickup points could still be in the same spot.
Yeah,
but the way that the design of the frame is just outdated.
I mean, we watched Brooke. I mean, I've watched Brooke grow up her whole life, and the Haro frame she rode, they never changed.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much of like the frame as a whole. I'm talking about just like the dropouts and the updated stuff to make it a lot easier for you to work on your bike. And, like it is a pain in the ass to, work on the Haro with the dropouts and the pieces that they have. And, I wouldn't say too much of like the geometry and stuff affected riding at all. It's still a very good frame. It's just outdated with the new updated technology in the rear end, to be honest.
Yeah, no, dude, it was a popping frame when it came out, dude. The Haro blackouts,
and it's crazy. People still wanted them and still bought them, but that's why I'm saying, like, if they could have just updated even a little piece of the dropout, I feel like it would have still done just as good. But they still sold a lot of frames with the way it was, so like their name still sells. It's just there's some stuff that can be updated that I think would have took it to like that level of the hype of those new bikes that are out there.
Okay, so now here's the little twist that we're gonna go in and we're gonna take away from the whole interview part of it, and this is we're gonna go into the Shibby podcast with the Beer Budget podcast. Okay, you mentioned Betcher and Speedco. Holy shit, did Speedco just not freaking just get the freaking the Yankees of a fucking goddamn roster today, or what was that?
Yeah, they definitely.
God.
They definitely dropped a bomb. I've chatted with Rico about it, so I kind of knew, but it was
Rico. Holy shit. Like, everybody goes and, and so coming from being a pro and, you got your little podcast going, Anthony, and we got the thing going too. Everybody goes, well, the state of the sport, these guys are dropping riders. These guys are doing this. I mean, this Betcher or Speedco got like a financial backer. I'm like, Sakabara, Mayu, Marquardt, Rico. I'm like, holy Christ, World Goddamn Series. I'm like, what fucking salary cap? There ain't shit on this deal.
Yeah, that definitely was. I think they definitely have some help with like the sponsors, kind of like Chase, where like the sponsors as a whole kind of come together and build a budget for them instead of like just Speedco. But still, it's definitely for big riders that is, probably not very cheap, but a lot of those riders from different countries have really good support from their countries. So, someone like in the US, you might get paid a good amount if you're on the gold program with UCI and the USA Cycling. But like say someone like the French and the Swiss, like they do stuff with their army. So they make a good money already without riding the bike. And it's just obviously, like Gmo just said, Olympic year, and it's a big year. So it's like an investment at the same time too.
Right.
Well, and Betcher's pretty much a freaking genius because he flipped around Haro when he was at Haro. Like I said, when he came out with the new Haro frames and everything. And then when he brought back Speedco, like Derek is just something special, dude. The guy is just amazing at what he does.
Yeah, he definitely makes the stuff very quality and, very, very, smart with everything that he does. And, just like today, you can see that he definitely knows what he's doing behind a brand with, the right,
attention.
Yeah. Just insane, dude. I was just like sitting there. I was like on the way home, and I was just like seeing him like Speedco. I'm all, holy shit.
Yeah, and the video just kind of rubs it in. Like I got all these fuckers right here.
No, the video, I can't even lie. As a BMX racer and being, racing those guys, I was like, holy shit, they did this. They did this right.
Sick, right? That's sick. I watched that video. I'm like, man, this is like really impressive.
Man, dude, are you kidding me? And people are like, talking about Mayu, like, oh, dude, he's going to Speedco on why change up on a freaking Olympic year? I'm like, well, freaking Saya, she's been on a Speedco, so don't tell me he hasn't ridden one before he signed that deal.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm sure they were doing a lot of testing out there, and I seen a few videos, and he was on like the black one, I think, just testing it out. But really, it's not crazy as long as you have the same size of things and kind of make it as similar as the bike you always ride. So I don't think it was too much of a change. But also, when you're as good as he is, it's probably not that hard to hop on a bike and, make things happen.
Right.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I have no doubt you could ride anything you wanted to ride as well.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel the same. It's, as long as it's not like some crazy thing where it's like the bottom bracket's touching the floor or the top tube's 20 inches higher. If it's the same size and it's a carbon or aluminum, I truly don't think it really makes a difference, especially, it's just, who's riding the bike.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's a big one. I mean, they sure really freaking answered freaking Chase, man, with Isaac and Joris.
Yeah, I think they definitely are. I would say they're definitely probably like the shit right now.
There's a lot of number ones in that fucking compound right now, dude.
Yeah, I would say they definitely put up sometimes to definitely get Chase like, oh shit, there's another squad out here that is, as legit as we are. And it's definitely, yeah, like I said, you said there's a lot of number ones, and that's what Chase likes, and they just kind of dropped the bomb and has the same, kind of shit that they're looking
for. They actually have a female.
Yeah.
Whereas Chase doesn't, which really surprises me, but yeah.
No,
yeah, that's crazy.
So freaking huge, man. I just don't, I was just like, dude.
Someone wants to know what gear you're running on that bike behind you.
This one right here, I have it's a 5018.
There you go, Chris.
There it is.
Holy shit.
Cardoza got
Sprint bike.
Gmo's in here. Phillips in here. John Rush is in here. Cravino. Everybody keeps checking in, man. The sauce team is definitely getting dripped on a Friday night. So you go through the Haro thing goes, and here you are back with Alpha, back with Shane and Rebecca. How is that? Is it kind of like, it's like a lot of people are like, man, dude, after Florida National and then, the Friday and Saturday, everybody's like, you know what, dude, he's back on Alpha, dude. It's history repeating itself. It's like he's coming back. He's getting that pep in the step where it's like, you know what, I've been here before.
Right. You're comfortable.
Kind of thing.
You get to that point, it's a comfortable.
How big is that? Yeah, Lawler and Biolabs, and we'll elaborate on that too as well. How good is it? Is it like a pep in the step where it's just like, yeah, you know what, here we go.
Comfort zone kind of,
Yeah, I think it definitely plays a part with just being comfortable and just kind of knowing, I have, the support of people that truly care about me. I think that's something that, is really, really cool. And I also just really like the bike. Before, it's nothing changed, just a tapered head tube. So it was, similar to, what I rode before I got on Haro. And, I think it's something that I'm just comfortable, and I'm like really happy while I'm riding it and really happy about the situation. So I think that just kind of just carries into the riding. And also, just all the work is kind of coming around from what I've put in. So on top of, having all the work and doing everything possible to be better and faster, being comfortable and happy on the track, I think definitely plays a good part in, just feeling like myself on the track and just feeling comfortable with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah. So you got Alpha, you got Biolabs, you got Odyssey, what else?
Fly.
Yeah, Fly's always been a big supporter of you too.
Ray Hudson.
Now Odyssey, bringing Odyssey back in. Now I think, isn't it just the three of you? I think Nick was the first one to get on the Odyssey brand, and then Tanner, Sebesta, and you, right? Is there one more? Delaney Vaughn is, right?
Yeah.
So bringing Odyssey into the racing scene, that's pretty freaking dope, dude. Odyssey's big on the freestyle park side.
But they
were growing up. Yeah, they were in a race, but growing up, yeah, like I wanted Odyssey parts all on my dirt jumper. So that's why it was even crazier when it kind of came up into the idea was like, I instantly was like a little kid again, like, holy shit, like Odyssey. Like I had to make sure like it was actually Odyssey, because it was, they're obviously one of the sickest brands in, I think, BMX as forever. Like just they're for sure going to be one of the best brands ever.
The solidarity of the years they've been in the sport, dude, is huge.
Yeah. And so it was just, I seen them running the tires. And also, like Delaney was on them, and I've chatted with her a little bit. And then, Nick kind of brought it up to me, and I was just kind of, like, I want to test them out, try them out. And then, I rode them for a little bit. And then, it just kind of became a thing where I chatted with the owner or one of the guys that works there. I'm not sure if he's the owner, but and they were just like super stoked on, the way I, carried myself and the image that I had. And it was just really cool. Like, I think the biggest thing this year with the sponsors is it's people that are really stoked on who I am. And I think that's what makes me happy. It's not just somebody like, oh, we want this dude because he's going to, go out there and kill it. It's more of like who I am. And I think that's what one of the cool things was. Like, even they offered to help me out with the, some races in the beginning if I didn't have a team or have that type of support. So like they really were super stoked on having me a part of the brand. And I think they're going to actually make some more parts here pretty soon, but definitely just the tires right now. But yeah, it's fucking sick to say that I ride for Odyssey. Cause even like friends that don't race and people that I know just from the skate park or, growing up, like they know Odyssey. So I think that's super cool to be able to be like, yeah, dude, I just got sponsored by Odyssey. And they're like, no way. Like I got that shit on my freestyle bike, or, it's just a household name for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, that's a big family to be a part of, dude. I mean, you're bringing in all them park riders and street riders and flatlanders and stuff and bringing all that together in with the racing. I mean, that's a big shot in the arm, bro.
Tell me you need tell me you see one of those T1000 wheels with the flames on them. That's what you need. Like those ones.
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy. I mean, they haven't made those in years, but they're still a very hot commodity to get them.
Oh, for sure. That's why it's sick. A lot of their stuff is like, it's like how you're talking about it is that's why they're dope.
Yeah. No, and then the other big one too, is Biolabs coming on board with you and also with Delaney too.
Yeah, that dude is honestly one of the most down to earth
gangster, dude.
Yeah, he is. Like even the last weekend, my buddy was coming with me to the race, but he ended up canceling the day of, and I just was trying to figure things out last minute, and I was gonna go tour the Biolab thing, but I didn't know if I would figure things out in time. And he instantly was like, "Hey, I'll help you with the room." Here. And I was like, holy shit. Like, cause I have like a contingency deal with them, but he helps me out obviously a little bit on top of that, which is, like I said, nothing was written down. Nothing was said. Nothing was ever talked about that. And
you got a handshake deal.
Yeah. Well, like we did a little contract for the contingency.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and it's just based off results, but for him to, go out of his way and help me with, a few things on top of that. And he, like text me, I'm proud of you. Good job. And like, just like, dude, I like I said, he's definitely one of the coolest dudes, that I've met a lot of people in my life, but he's definitely one of the coolest, most giving out of, no return. Like even like this is something crazy too. He's like, yo, do you need something on your bike? And I was like, well, I'm about to order some hubs. Like it would be cool if I can, get some help with that. And he was like, well, just let me know and I'll cover them. And I was like, man, like you don't even have to do that. But like just being like that is just, it's crazy because he doesn't have to, it's different if I sign a contract and it says buy him hubs, buy him a hotel, buy him this. But to do it because, I think he, just sees the reaction I have with the kids and the way that he helps the kids. I think he sees that I'm kind of the same way, but obviously not on the same, standpoint as him. I think that he, just probably thinks that's just, I don't know, cool. I don't know. Like I said, he's just super
I hear
cool.
nothing but everybody like out here that I know of that are on his little bike shop teams and on the factory side of the Peak Biolab squad is nothing but freaking awesome stuff about him. He covers, depending on like what level of the team that you're on, he's covering Gold Cup entry fees, state race entry fees, and like this is all across the board. And he's got a shit ton of riders. Like the Biolab posse is pretty damn big.
It is.
No, it is.
I heard the same thing though. He takes care of everybody.
Yeah, and they're all super, super cool. Like even when I'm, like I said, I'm just a part of like a contingency thing, but they treat me like I'm on the team fully. There's the support from all of those riders, and I'm a part of like their group chat, and I get to see and chat with them. And
Brian Randolph chimed in on YouTube. I can't tell if it's yours or mine. They got 92 riders.
Yeah, 92 riders, and
Jesus
like
Christ.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool because, like he says, he likes to, help people out, even if they're not the most best nag one rider. And I think that's the coolest thing is giving kids opportunities that probably don't get those opportunities. And I think that's why I respect him even more than doing stuff for me is, the way that he can do that and give back is it's just amazing because, not every kid has, opportunities to get that. And for him to open doors like that for so many kids, like 92 people is insane. Like not many people can say that, they help 92 people,
the team
every single
team
year.
manager is checking in. Brian Randolph is the team manager. Okay.
Yeah.
He's in, Brian. Rad. Awesome, bro. Welcome to the show.
Like the old school Phantom on track, 92 riders. I mean, it seemed like they had 92 riders.
Holy F, man.
Wow, that's a lot of damn
kids. Hey, I'm gonna grab a water real quick.
No problem, brother. Go for it, man.
Dude, this is awesome. I mean, everybody's chiming in.
Everybody, Philip, Soito, what's up, Timmy, Lawler, everybody, LaPaglia, everybody tuning in to the Shooting the Shit with Shibby show. Goddamn, Mikey. You know what, dude? These interview things for our first one, this is pretty damn good. I mean,
fucking Robert McPherson checked in, of all people.
McPherson, the blaster?
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
He's probably over eating hot dogs on fucking tortillas.
Big Palm Daddy, what's up, Palmer? Hey, freaking old Thunder Chicken misses you. Yes,
Shane Three's been here for quite a while. Ever since he got home from work. That's awesome.
Oh man, hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. Say, Maddie, what's going on? Got Boss checking in. Everybody, we're just shooting the shit with Shibby, guys. Not avoiding the chat, so don't think we're ignoring you guys. Mick Messeline, AOT California in there. Jason Roth, what's up there, Jason? Who else we got? Bierman's in here. Old School still in here. Arkansas.
David Sandoval, thank you. Appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, no, dude, that's awesome, man. Getting a lot of good feedback from everybody in here, Anthony. It's people loving you, dude. It's a big thing, dude. It honestly is what you got going on. What's up, Eric?
Yeah, no, it's super rad. Especially, it's just always, different people, new people, the same people, and that's what I think it's cool. It's not like a revolving thing. It's, I gain fans and they stay fans. And I think that's the hardest thing. And that's what's really cool is being able to keep a fan and just keep them growing. And
Mitch Schaefer from Australia checking in. Damn, we're in Australia. You deep, son. Look at that. Low and slow. What's up, Chase?
It's funny. You posted that the other day of all the viewers we have from different countries.
Pretty impressive.
I was surprised.
I know it's hard to think that a shitbox show like us is actually worldwide.
Yeah,
it's pretty, but it's not. It's that's what's cool is you guys are authentic and you're funny and you do your shit without having like a script. You're just out here having fun, and that's why I even watch it while I'm chilling on my couch because it's stuff that is actually dope. And you're talking about random shit and stuff. About
the one night when you and KJ were both in. Did you ever get the fried Twinkie with the vanilla ice cream?
Nah, that's not part of the diet, dog. I gotta stay away from that.
Hey, you got time now, Anthony. You're good now.
Yeah, but that's what sucks is without riding. You know how easy it is for that Twinkie to stay on my body for a couple weeks?
That's why you just have one. Just have one.
You can't just have one.
I was going to say, how are you going to just have one? If I start with one sweet, you don't want to see where I end up in the morning. It's like the movie Hangover, but with sweets. I'm just on the couch with wrappers all around me and shit.
That's pretty much how it ends up going, dude.
It
really is.
That's
dude.
Great.
You got that unnecessary but accomplished feeling.
Every time he cooks, he goes, "Man, I felt so unnecessary after dinner last night. I just got on the couch." I'm like, "God damn, son." That's a ritual for him. My daughter,
Argentina. Dang, that's sick.
Argentina. Holy smokes! What's up there?
Palmer's daughter threatened to disown him.
Mr. Swiss. What's up there, Mr. Swiss?
If he didn't get her a Sauce Team shirt. I know you remember.
Tyler Warren. What's up there, Tyler?
Yeah, Craig.
That's funny.
Oh, Craig, dude. We got to everybody stay away from Craig, bro. He gets everybody in trouble. That guy. Oh, my God.
He's something.
So we going with how you are right now with a bunch of sponsors. Now, how...
Oh, don't forget Promax. I know we didn't say that, so I got to shout them out.
Yeah. You got. Okay, I see Promax. I didn't know. Okay, so you got Promax, and then what's the other one? You got some motorsports or something, isn't it?
No, it's the Jungle U. So it's some of my buddies that used to race, and they've created like a big solar company, and like it's just kind of their whole kind of gig, and they've become really successful and. They're just, wanting to grow their stuff, but also just trying to help us, BMXers out like me, Cam and Andre.
Awesome.
So they're super dope. Awesome.
Oh, good shit. Good shit. Yeah. Oh, Cam and Andre.
Yeah. So Cam, the logos that we have with the wings on our helmet, that's the Jungle U. And that's that's one of our,
sick.
Yeah. They're super, super sick.
Oh, dude.
That's cool.
Fucking congratulations, brother. That's fucking,
that's
so cool. Now taking on how you've gone here through the pro ranks. And everything. and going from, okay, you're riding for Haro to where you are now. Okay, you went Alpha, AM, First Pro. You were over at Haro for 5 years. Now here you are, with some familiar sponsors. Okay, back with Shane over there at Alpha as part of them. Now, is it easier to swing your deals and do your schedules for racing, having your own sponsors, being that independent pro, as opposed to riding for a company like you did with Haro?
I wouldn't say it's much different. It's just a little bit more work on my end, kind of handling more things that are separate and putting it into one. I would say that's a little bit different because with Haro, obviously it was Haro, and then I, had a few side sponsors around that, but the main thing was the one, that was the main show. But I will say it's a little bit different, having just separate sponsors and, like kind of, putting everything together to make it work. But I also think it's kind of, cool too, because it gives me more freedom. And it's just more fun. And like I said, this year, I feel like I've built a foundation around me of people that want to be a part of it and want to help me and see the success come, not just the success that, has been there before, or, the stuff that I do already. So I think that's cool. And that's why I think, like I said, makes me excited is I'm excited to represent those sponsors and have them on my jerseys and, do what I can to, be the best me for them. And like, it's just different than, having a sponsor, like say someone like Chase, where all of them are one sponsor and they're handled by one person.
Wow.
For me, it's obviously, I built everything around, running the Alpha frame. So it's just different. It's hard to explain, but it's not like anything crazy. It's just a little bit more work and a little bit more focus and just keeping everything in check rather than it's like, boom, a straight line.
Yeah. Hey, later, Craig. Thanks for tuning in, Palmer. Love you, brother. Talk to you soon, man. Yeah.
See you later, Craig.
Because I want to say, when was that, Mikey? Was it a couple months ago when we talked about the Caroline Buchanan? It was a YouTube video.
Yes.
And Caroline Buchanan was, for those of you guys that don't know, Caroline Buchanan is probably one of the baddest chicks to ever throw her leg over two wheels and stuff. And she was talking, I forget which. It was a podcast. It was a podcast. She has 14 different contracts. And that's I was crazy. Just like,
so she's not really tied to anyone in particular. She's across.
Well, that's someone like Elise. Like she has all of her own sponsors built around the daylight. So honestly, it's kind of the route if you're able to do it. It's just obviously a little bit more work instead of like hitting up one person and creating that foundation. Right. I talk to separate people to make things come around. So it's just if you're able to be able to do that instead of like hitting up someone like I said, Chase, or even like Cam with Answer. You go to Answer and you sign with Answer. Instead, me, it's like, oh, I sign one here, I sign one here, I sign one here, I make this work here. And so it's just different. But yeah, like even her having those separate contracts, I bet you she probably made more money and did better things than she probably did with her DK deal. And it just gives her more freedom to, kind of be creative and just have fun with it.
Yeah, and exactly. And, you brought up Elise too, Elise with the Toyota, and it's built around the daylight program. And then, and here you are, now you're in that same kind of water too, and it's almost getting to be where like, that's the thing to do as a pro.
AOT wants you to be,
like,
I think it is if you're able to do it. Especially, it's either you have the results and you're able to do it, or you have, the fan base like I do and be able to do it, or you have both. And I think, doing it with, the fan base and some of the results that I've had has been a major help with it. But I definitely think even with, someone like Elise having, her fan base and the results that she's had, it just makes those, separate sponsors even better for her than being on a certain team.
Right. Well, and I think the way you sell yourself and you sell
the way you ride is a big seller all by itself.
Your determination, your work ethic, and you sell yourself without even actually trying, Anthony, like honestly, and this comes from a lot of people that I talk to, and partially from me and with Mike and, and a lot of other people that are close to us and that are really big fans of you. Is that what's up, Bill Sharp? Thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Is the way you keep everybody, all the fans in tune with your social media. A lot of people are like, oh, social media, this, it sucks. They don't follow it. They're not on Facebook. They're not on Instagram, this, that, the other. but you are constantly giving updates. You know, you're doing the vlogs, you know, a handful of other people out there, you know, Drew's out there, you know, there's a couple others out there, you know, JC Moore, she's starting to get in there too, you know, and what separates you from that is you're doing a check-in at the race. You're checking in. You're on the Instagram story saying, okay, dude, I was in here freaking round 1, went freaking awesome. It was me, so-and-so and so-and-so. I had 3. He was in 5. We came together. I was sliding into the 3, bumped up to the 2, got the transfer. You know, you're given almost like your own play-by-play to your fans, you know, where it's just like everybody could stay up to date with what Anthony's doing at the races.
Yeah, you can follow him.
You know, your fans could be at a local and you're at a national or overseas and you're checking in and giving the rundown, and people are just like, yeah, dude, what's up? You know, let's, you know, keep it going, keeping it lit. You know, you're not, you know, you don't come up, you know, you'll be like, shit, dude, I made a mistake here. But you know what? I cleaned it up. You know, it was kind of like the big one, you know, what was it? Was it Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, Friday. The first jump, I was making a bunch of mistakes.
Right. Well, and you know, that first jump just gives everybody hell down there at Black Mountain. You know, it's just like you hit it right one time and then you hit it freaking wrong the second time.
Literally, that's
how
it went for me.
And that's with a lot of people. But, you know, you're not shy to go and say, well, shit, dude, I freaking messed up. But then, hey, I recovered, you know, boom, boom, boom. It was cool. I'll clean it up next round. You know, a lot of pros don't do that, you know, and that's where, you know, it kind of costs them on their fan base. You know, you come up legit where it's just like, you know, you don't come up with the whole Monday morning, back in the office, freaking didn't get the results I wanted. You know, I'm here at the gym. Here's my freaking my saver code, get the protein I'm fucking drinking and shit. Like, you keep the shit real.
I'm not gonna lie, you're one of the few pros. I mean, I'm not much of a pro. I mean, like I said, I've known Brooke forever, so I've always watched Brooke Crane. I've always watched Josh Owe, Anthony Pasquale, but they're friends. They're people that I've known, and I don't even though I don't know you that well, you're one of the few people that I will follow as far as the pros, because you are face value. What you are doing and what you're saying is exactly what you're feeling. A lot of them, I mean, I just don't give a shit, because most of them are asses. I'm not gonna lie. They're all about themselves. And this is BMX. Nobody in BMX is ever gonna be that famous. You know, it's not AMA, Supercross. You know, we're getting the millions of dollars. We're a big sport, but compared to all the other sports, we're small. And you are definitely someone worth following and watching, because you're real.
Well, no, I appreciate that a lot. And I think the biggest thing too is, you know, like, you know, a lot of sports have a different variety of people and fans. And, you know, a lot of our, you know, world is kids. And, you know, as a little kid, you know, I've always, you know, wanted to know what pros were doing, or I wanted to know, like, you know, what outside of it, like it is, like what you asked me, what's the day in life of Anthony Ricardo, and, you know, like those type of things. And I think, you know, some of those sports, like, you know, if you look at someone, like, I don't play football, but if you look like an NFL player, you're almost like, how did they get there? How do they do that? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Like, what, like, and so I think for me, it's just really cool to be open about those situations, because I know that it's going to come together, but it doesn't just do that. And I want kids to understand that, like, that's why I'm so open with posting training. I'm posting, you know, having, you know, in the gym or whatever it is, because there's no secret to it. There's no special drink, or there's no special this, there's no special that. And I want kids to understand that, you know, you can be talented, but if you also put in the work and you're, you know, open and honest with yourself, with your mistakes and the stuff that you know, that you can fix, I think that's the biggest thing. And that's where I just enjoy, because it also is something for me to learn about myself. And to be open about that thing, about those things, is just because I just want those kids to know, like, I personally, I just try to be that person that I wish I knew as a kid, or I had as a kid. And I think that's something that it just helps me carry over. And then also, I just also enjoy with, you know, showing the process and just kind of, you know, keeping it real, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. I want to be known for, you know, being who I was, and, you know, all of the stuff that I've went through, instead of you guys just, you know, kind of saying, like, say, if I did go win the Olympics, like, oh yeah, that dude won the Olympics, that was sick. Like, I don't want it to just be like oh, sick, that's all he was. Like, I'd rather be known for all the stuff that I do, like you're talking about, and just being who I am as a person. and, you know, helping those kids. Like, I think that's the coolest thing for me is, you know, even when this is a prime example. Like, I saw a little kid, he was having a tough time after a moto. I think he was like 6 expert or something. And I completely just rode by and was like, hey kid, like, good job. Like, you know, that was a solid lap. And I got a message from the parent, and it was like, you know, that made my son's day. You know, like, he hears it from us, and it just doesn't hit the same. And for you to be able to take that time, like, it's just something like he's so excited about it. And it's just me being who I am. And that's the thing that's cool, is like, I'm not doing it because I want to get a message or I want to see somebody say that, but to do that just by being me, it's just, it's super cool. And that's why I always, like, that little kid might remember that. And then, you know, maybe he'll watch my YouTube and see like, oh, you know, he made a mistake on the track too. Now I can go out there and find out what my mistakes were and improve on it. And I think that's just what I always try to do, is just be open, because, you know, nobody's perfect. And, you know, I'm definitely not perfect. And I think it's cool to show that, because, you know, when the success does come and I start winning, it's not just, it happened. It was a process and a lot of shit that I went through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, talk about freaking making an impact on the sport and making an impact on kids. You know, Anthony Brown, he's in the chat room right now. You guys, he put out a coloring book with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time a BMX pro was in a kid's coloring book for BMX kids, an activity book?
Yeah, it was super rad.
That's huge, dude. I mean, Shibby.
People talk about it all the time.
I got mauled, bro, at Lemoore because Anthony gave me. He's like, "Hey, dude, I got a couple of fucking coloring books with Shibby still left after the first batch. You know, let's do a giveaway." I'm like, "All right, cool, let's go." And I ran out in the middle of freaking Lemoore on the pro set. And I was like, I held them up. I'm like, I got 3 with some crayons.
Lasted no time.
I got mobbed, bro.
Yeah.
I got
What's
mobbed.
up, PJ O'Brien?
Kids,
that's awesome.
PJ.
Hey, my boy, PJ.
PJ. Yeah. You know,
I love you some PJ. That's for sure.
And then, but dude, that's huge, man. I mean, you end up in a color.
That was funny, dude. You damn it. Of course, all the kids are bigger than he is.
I ran my fucking ass off, dude. I was fucking.
They were gonna beat his ass for coloring books.
That shit was a setup, dude.
It was great.
That was like waking up.
I laughed. Oh,
in the
that was
wrong
so funny.
fucking hood, bro.
Right?
I was like,
that's
shit.
Great.
You know, but that's how big you are, Anthony, and it's huge. It's amazing and it's awesome, man. And just being so freaking proud of you and shit. It's so cool, man. You know, you wake up in the morning on your vlog here on your Arizona one, and you were pumped, dude. You're like, dude, just got my coffee. I'm at a 7-Eleven, got my waters, 5-hour drive. I was pumped. And I'm like, shit, yeah, baby, let's go, dude. Shit, dude. Shibby's gonna be on the show. It's gonna be freaking lit. You know, it's gonna be a good time. You know, he's got great fans. The fans are gonna appreciate it because, you know, a lot of fans, I kept kind of like pushing it off a little bit. They're like, dude, you got to get him on. You got to get him on. I'm like, you know, I just let freaking Shibby do his thing, dude. Eventually he'll come on, man.
I usually talk to Rick about once a week between Friday and Friday or Saturday and Saturday. We've talked a lot this week. He's been pretty pumped.
Yeah.
Oh, Shibby's coming on. Shibby's going on.
I was excited too. That's why it's cool. Like I said, I don't really do too much of these, and definitely one that I would, you know, prefer to be on is one of these. And just like I said, it's cool just how we're conversating. And like you said, the script that you had, we barely even hit that, and we've just made a really cool show out of, you know, just being
that. And everybody tuning in just loves you to death, dude. I mean, you know, one of these days, you know, you get the time, dude. Go back and read some of these comments, man, and it is just freaking. Shibby's a badass. He's the guy, dude. My kids love him. My daughter freaking adores him. My boys look up.
Yeah,
to him.
You recognize, you know, my kid at the
Grand.
and
goes, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely will. That's why I wanted it to be on my channel too, because I'll go back and read them all. That's what I literally, like I said, I love. It's something that, you know, I'll sit there reading it at night and shit. Sometimes I'll even tear up just because I just can't believe it sometimes. And it's just you've
come a long ways, bro, from a rough start. I mean, and most people know that. I mean, you're making yourself the man you want to be, and it's awesome.
No, I definitely appreciate that, because it's pretty crazy to think of, you know, like if I would have, you know, thought about this, you know, 6-7 years ago, I definitely wouldn't picture, you know, being who I am and, you know, where I'm at. That's for sure.
Yeah. You know, and then so we'll go back to, I forget which, I think it was I think it was the Shibby Show episode 3, or it was before
Ask Robert.
your Arizona one. And
we can we'll go through some of the stuff that he has down, and then we'll do like a chat questions, and then you guys can ask whatever you want.
Yeah. No, we'll do it. We could open up the phone lines and shit too if we want to. Is that you had
Right,
stated
Sean?
that you had talked to before Alpha, you had talked to Huffy, and Huffy like didn't even bat an eye at you.
So it really wasn't like that. So it was, I got to connect, and I just kind of got told that they wanted to come back into BMX. And I got connected with this guy, and he's like the marketing guy, I'm pretty sure, or a part of some type of, program over there. And he was just kind of filling me in, saying they wanted to come back into BMX, and it was like, they were stoked on it. And like, we were chatting about it and, going back and forth for a couple weeks, and, they just didn't know the idea of what they had or exactly what they were going to do. And he still says like the door isn't closed. It's just they didn't know how much they were going to come into it at first. And I think, Carly is, DK and Huffy are kind of the same brand. They broke off, and they're still, kind of like the same kind of people that worked at each facility. So she being with, DK is all, part of that brand. And I think her just being there, and, she has a good image, and, they just probably hands-on saw that right there. And it was easier to probably do all the stuff that they were going to do release wise. And if they wanted to do stuff at schools, it's right there with her. So it definitely wasn't just like oh no, it was just like they're stepping in, but they're not just going to, jump into the deep end. They're kind of being smart, which is good, because most people that jump in the deep end usually kind of fall back, and it kind of goes, the wrong way. And, it just wasn't like oh no, we don't want to have you on the team or have you something a part of this. It was just, this is how we're going to start, and this is who we, are starting with. And if that door opens, it's open. But yeah, I had chats with them, and it just, it just didn't go
for them.
Yeah. And it's smart. So I don't have anything against them. And the guy still says he wants to chat and, keep in touch in the future. So, it is what it is. But yeah, it's definitely something that would have been rad. But like I said, I'm very happy with, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And because a lot of people do that. It had, like I said, dude, a lot of people watch your vlogs and keep track. And fuck it, dude. Sunday, I'm at the local, man. People are getting bombarded. Like, yeah, dude, I seen the other show too. Huffy fucking turned them down. People are like, people were fucking pissed. Like, how the hell do you gonna make a comeback and you don't have a guy like Shibby with your brand? Like, don't they watch his shit? Like,
I definitely thought it would have been, like the perfect fit for a brand to come back like that. And especially, they're a big brand with like Walmart in the schools, and, they do stuff for like the police bikes.
Right.
Like they're outside of BMX. And I think that's where, it probably could have excelled with, getting more kids on bikes and just making it really cool with, what I could have done there. But, it is what it is. Some people just kind of, overlook the situation, or, maybe just didn't seem, and, they're corporate. So maybe they probably saw a couple of my posts or some of my YouTube videos and were like, oh shit, this is kind of like a rough road for, someone that is, they're corporate, like they're Walmart. Like it's a big deal. So, having someone like me, probably, not doing nothing bad, but, cussing, doing the stuff that I do is probably just, probably hard for someone that is, running a legit corporate brand. And, it's just, that's how it is in this game.
Right. No, exactly. No. Yeah. And that was like, a lot of people were like, dude, what the hell? They were like,
the corporate are all yuppies.
Shell shocked.
They don't know anything about colored hair and having fun. And, that they drink wine and eat escargot and shit. There's no fun there.
Facts. Right. So we talked about the West Coast, East Coast part. We talked about the coloring book.
Rick still plays with his coloring book.
Damn fucking right. Dude, these notes are coloring book by the time I'm done with them, actually.
There's no doubt about that.
Fuck. Now going between the, a lot of people are like, you'd see it in like the different chats and all this stuff, and everybody's like, the whole big thing with Black Mountain and everything. Oh, you got it. You hear Grendel would call it out a couple times. Oh, you guys got to, got to race the dirt. Got to race the dirt. Which everybody gets it. Everybody understands it. Everybody knows. With 80% of the tracks being soil tack, slurry, asphalt versus dirt.
Famous.
Dirt is really, it's hard to. Dirt tracks are hard to come by.
Yeah.
Now is it a blessing? Is it a curse? Where, well, especially for pros. I mean, then you got the 1720s, the 16X, the 15X, where you guys are just hauling fucking the mail, and you're getting faster, you're training, and then you come to the dirt, and let's go and talk about like turn 3 there at Black Mountain, and you're on the dirt, everything's all fine and dandy. you know, but you're hauling ass through that rhythm section. Is there any way to really like judge your speed when you get into 3? It's pretty much you got what you got. It's not so much that you don't know how to race on the dirt. It's just like you're hauling ass, and it's just like you're going in, fingers crossed, hope it sticks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's pretty used to the soil tax and stuff, but like growing up, that's all that we raced on. You know,
Right.
soil tax and all that stuff is fairly new. So for someone like me, I love it. I think it's something that, you know, is still needed in the sport. That's why it was awesome that Black Mountain was, you know, back on the scene. And
Right.
you know, luckily those turns, obviously, besides the last one, was a little bit tight. But even the last one, like I went through full speed every time. And you know, realistically in the pro class, I don't really think anyone slid out. Like Cam's crash was from, you know, a mistake or whatever happened. And then, you know, really like nobody really slid out. But I definitely think that, you know, some people are so used to that other stuff that it's like more of a struggle. But they did have some really, really big turns compared to normal, probably dirt turns or, you know, different tracks. So it wasn't too bad at Black Mountain. Like that first turn was, I mean, dude, the biggest turn I've probably ridden in a long time compared to a supercross track.
Right.
So I think it's definitely different, but if you know how to ride your bike, I don't think it makes, you know, a big difference. But saying something like us racing on a Vegas track, going full speed into a last turn like that, then yeah, that's definitely, you know, a big difference compared to a big open track like Black Mountain. But even like Goodyear, we've rode there. The tracks are dirt. I think they soil tacked it now, but when I've ridden it before, it was all dirt. But I think it just is like something that's needed in BMX because it's also, you know, the real BMX, I think. And it's different racing. Like, you know, I felt like a lot of the racing was close and a lot of different stuff was happening out there than a big wide supercross track. And I just think it's good for the sport to still have some dirt tracks as long as it's big enough for, you know, people at our speed. You know, like some of those, like the LA track, those turns were insane. Like it was way too small for us to race on that track. So it's just give and take on how they're built and, you know, where, you know, the situation is. But I totally love dirt racing. That's why I think the Grands is, you know, one of the best races because it's all dirt. And I think, you know, it's just, it makes it fun. You know, it makes it a little more challenging because you can't do some of the stuff you would do in an asphalt turn. So it kind of shakes the game up a little bit. So I think it's dope.
Yeah. And, you know, because I think it was like last year or something, we talked about it. Or maybe even the year before, we talked about where, you know, if Grands is all dirt, then all nationals should be all dirt, you know, and then like
but you can't get a national if you don't have asphalt turns.
Yeah. So it's like, there's such nice facilities now. Like there used to be one or two, like I said, even with Chula as a supercross track, there used to be only a few with all this nice stuff, but now there's, I mean, you could probably name 20 tracks that have soil tack and asphalt and pro gates and nice facilities and parking and every single thing that you can possibly want. So it's just the level has, you know, gone up so high. Like even somewhere like Bakersfield, that was one of my favorite races being all dirt as a kid growing up. And, you know, at least they still have, you know, the dirt, but it's soil tacked. It has the cement turns and stuff. But, you know, like that was one of the best tracks as a dirt race back in the day growing up. And
absolutely.
It's just, there's very few left. And I feel like some of the ones that are left are hard to manage to have a national as a whole, you know, like there's parking, there's hotels, there's so much stuff that come into play with that. And it's, you know, some people are kind of, I wouldn't say getting lazy, but most of those people that get the city money and they want to build a track that they don't have to work on. And, you know, soil tack and asphalt's definitely the way to where you can just show up in the rain and it's still going to look the same as, you know, it did as, you know, the day before. Cause, you know, like Phoenix, it rained really hard and there was a lot of work they had to do. And that's the factor I feel like is changing the game, is not having as much work to do if there is a shitty weather, or, you know, just kind of keeping it the same as it is always.
Not having the volunteers to help you out when that happens.
Exactly. Like say some people are out of town and those are your normal helpers. Like, and you're out there by yourself. You're like, fuck, I wish this was soil tacked or, you know, asphalted.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely a big one. And you see it kind of a lot too, like in the younger, maybe early teen age groups for like intermediate and stuff with all the soil tack asphalt tracks. You know, once, you know, the dads have them all set up a certain way for the asphalt and soil tack, but then, like, you know, they get to a real dirt track, and then next thing you know, they're out to lunch, and they don't know what to do with their kid.
Yeah, but
you know, and it's tough. It's like you feel bad for them because, you know, they're just racing with what they have around them, which is asphalt, soil tack, slurry. You know, and then you go and make the trip to Phoenix, and it's just like we couldn't get the bike right, or little Johnny was off, and everything.
There's not really much. Do you make any changes if it's an all dirt track, Anthony?
No, but I know like someone like Cam Larson, he'll just change his tires from like fasters to power blocks. So there's really not many changes besides if you want like a little bit of, grippier tires. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's just if you know how to ride and you take the turns how you do normally. Like even me, I have the Odyssey tires on now, and I feel like I rode, full force into every single turn in Phoenix. And they held up for me. So it's just about, preference. But yeah, like that's probably the only thing somebody would change is just, a different tire.
Yeah, I mean, anymore though, these new young kids' dads. I mean, oh my God, the gear changer, the tire changer, the road. It's like
even
at every race,
even at just a state race,
right?
They're
It's
freaking
so
throwing
funny.
chain rings.
Oh my God, dude!
Yeah, that stuff gets insane. I would say most of us, obviously change from a supercross to a flat hill. I wouldn't say based on dirt or a different, surface of the track. Obviously, like if it's super soft, then like, maybe change if it's going to be soft the whole weekend. But for the most part, it's really just the same things besides tires. And like I said, supercross, we might run a heavier gear because you're getting that leg speed up, and then a normal hill, just go down a little bit. So that's really the biggest changes I feel like most of us pros make with certain tracks in different instances.
Like going from Bakersfield to the Las Vegas National, you got to drop a tooth, It's just 600 feet. You're going to drop a tooth when you go to Vegas, and
Vegas is the only national that you go to and your bike doesn't go back the same.
Yeah, it's definitely
the only thing the same is pretty much the frame.
Yeah, as a 1720, I definitely ran a whole tooth lower when I would go to Vegas, so I can definitely agree with that.
Yep, hell, I dropped a tooth and still destroyed a complete brand new bike at Vegas. I was pissed, brand new, worked it and everything. But it happens.
Yeah.
It's racing.
No, for sure.
It happens, man. We've all been
there.
But yeah, these gear changing, tire changing dads, it's funny. It cracks me up. They got a whole bag of gears to the track. No, dude, you don't need to do that now.
Yeah, they're walking around
too late.
Walking around like a prison guard with keys, but they got chain rings hanging from their belt loop, man. And it's just like
in staging, we're stopping gears.
I got a 38, I got a 40, I got a 41. All right, let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
Give me that bike. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, no, it gets to a certain point. But I will say when I was younger, I definitely changed, or my aunt, she changed my gear a little bit, but it was just because obviously some stuff was just different, and some gears worked in certain places.
Right.
But definitely doing more than probably 2 to 3 times is definitely pretty crazy, and you just definitely need to go train more.
Muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Muscle memory.
Now a big one. This one was actually a bit pretty good. This is actually a mix of kind of like topics and feedback from a lot of people, and we actually had a kind of a similar show a while back because you've been a part of the Tangent Pro-Am series a handful of times. Rich and TJ put on a spectacular job.
Yes.
And then now you got the regular your pro series here for USA BMX and stuff. What would be like the ideal pro series? Because like Phoenix is the only one out west. For pros, and we talked about it back a couple months ago, and was saying that everybody's get the payout this, the payout that, and then Monster came in that they're going to be sponsoring a pro downhill over on the East Coast region and stuff, and through a couple other states for pro downhill, and a lot of people, pretty big, dude. And a lot of people were saying, well, it would be pretty freaking cool, with Tangent having the Rockstar sponsorship, and if they did the pro series like tour, and not so much do your pro races at the nationals, let the nationals be the nationals, because not every national is a pro race. They got pro
anymore,
and say your pro series is popping up at a bunch of just random tracks throughout the states, where you can really plan together, get those road trips in, and really dabble in other tracks that would benefit with the pros coming, doing the autograph sessions. Maybe those tracks are getting some outside sponsors from companies there and upping the purse a little bit. What would be you as a pro as a take on that? Would that be something pretty cool? Would it be different? Would it be a good, a bad?
So are you saying like separate from the USA BMX series, or
no? Say that was the pro series.
I mean, I think it would be Be dope. I mean, I definitely like the series, how we have, different races on different tracks, with small hill, big hill. I think that's something that's cool. So it's not just someone that's good at one thing. Like if you want to win the title, you got to be good everywhere, which I think kind of gives a variety of different racing. But I definitely think having a big title sponsor and some different type of, representation, I think could help take it to the next level. And I think, like the Tangent Pro-Ams, that's why I love them so much, is because take it back to like the Acre Games. It just feels like BMX. Like you're there, you're having fun. And obviously we want to race and win, but at the end of the day, like we're all loading up, like, let's have a good time. Let's have fun. And it's like almost like a different race rather than showing up to a national and we're all behind the gate looking straight into the first turn. Like, all right, this is blah, blah, blah. Like take it serious. I feel like those are almost more fun and it's authentic BMX, like the kids, we do the autograph signing. And I think it's good for the sport. And then also I think, having those big races and being focused is also good too, but it's also like having a variety. If they were able to meet in the middle and do both of that, like how we do the grands, the autograph signing, I feel like they kind of bring a little bit into the grands, but if it was like that every single race, or they were able to do, like what you were saying, I definitely think it would be legit. And it would be sick to, say like, we're racing the USA BMX Rockstar Series, or, just something that kind of gives it that like, oh shit. All right. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. Thanks, TJ. Yeah, that's it is. That's the Pro-Am series. You know what?
Come on, Valencia, get your shit together. Nick.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late for that.
Christ, this guy.
That's too late. I mean, he's way late.
He probably had to stop and charge the Tesla somewhere. I just can't take it any fucking where. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's the Tangent Pro-Am series was a lot of fun, and the only reason it's stopping this year is because the tracks can't get along with each other.
Yeah, they dropped it.
They dropped the ball. The tracks dropped the ball, not TJ, but which is a bummer. I mean, because
that sucks.
It's a lot of fun. I mean,
just because those are always cool for someone like me. I'm over here on the West Coast, and there's usually a lot of them over here, so it's it's a fun weekend trip, and it's always just cool because that's like a smaller race where maybe some kids don't go to nationals and they get to see some of their pros and that they like, and make it a good time. And it's also just like I said, it's just super fun. Like it's like saying Lemoore, it's fun to drive 5 hours, hop in there, race, have a good time, hang out, and see people that you would see at a national just on a smaller scale. And then also there's just, like I said, kids that you probably would not go to a national, or they're just not at that level yet. And to be able to see that like makes them stoked on BMX. So I think it's I think it's something that we need in the sport, just because like it's just a different level of, of what we need, because, it's just at the big races, obviously there's so many people. It's such a big event that you might not be able to see your pro because he's in his pit or he's dead serious, just locked in the corner. So like those events is like, we're all chilling in a Tangent pit because we're not going to bring a team canopy to the Tangent Pro-Am. So it's like, everything is so like in that one area, which I think is really, really good for the sport, because like a kid can walk by the tent and be like, oh shit, there's Joris Daudet, instead of like, oh, we got to go find Joris Daudet. Like you'll just walk by and we'll be chilling in a certain area. And I definitely think that they're really, really cool. And I hope that they're able to figure a way to come back, because for someone like me, I said in Cali, it's so easy to be able to get to some of those races and just, have a good time.
Yeah, facts.
Good night, old school. Thank you.
Later, old school. Have a good one, bro.
Later.
Let's see what else we got going on here on the old notebook.
Question time.
You're still doing training, right?
Yeah. So I have kids on my program and stuff.
All that stuff.
Yeah, so I do a lot of, online coaching with the solid group of, younger kids. And sometimes I'm able to do clinics, but not most of the time with, Tyler. He does a lot down here. But I do a lot of online coaching, and I just, I always, even if I'm not coaching kids, I'm always trying to be in, kids' corner and give them tips and, just try to help them. So that's something that I really, really enjoy on top of my racing and the stuff that I do. I think it's just super cool to be able to help them. Like I said, I try to be, what I wish I had. And I think that's the coolest thing is, being able to give those tips or, stuff that they probably won't hear from somebody that doesn't understand, or, most kids don't listen to their parents. And, when I say something,
Hey, I got the same feeling, man, dude. I got 14 kids that I train out here too, dude. And it's a good time. watching.
I thought you were gonna say you had 14 kids. I was like, dude, you're wild.
I ain't that deep, Anthony.
I thought you were gonna be like, I got 14 kids that don't listen to me. I was like, holy shit.
The show just ain't cutting it. Just
shit, the 3 he has don't listen. You can imagine 14 of them.
Shit, dude, that's why. Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
I trained the 14 to make up for the 3 I had. Jesus Christ.
Oh, damn.
So are you still taking like online training for people that are interested?
So not really. I kind of have a solid group of, kids that I have, and, I try to, like I say, give the most that I can to those kids. So it's not about just getting paid and giving a kid a program. Like I try to connect with those kids, and, if I have 30 kids, there's no way I'm going to be able to connect with 30 kids on the level to actually help them. So I wouldn't say that I'm having kids join as of right now, just because I have a solid group, and it's really busy, especially this year with racing. But it's never not a no. It's just about if I find ways to make it work. But yeah, not like I'm going out and throwing it out there as of right now. But it's not like it's a no. If I can look and someone reaches out to me and I am able to look at my setup and see if there's something to fit in there and make it work, then it's always a possibility. But it's not like I'm just out there like, hey, keep coming and keep coming. Because, I want kids to actually get stuff out of the training. I don't want someone to be like, yeah, we paid Anthony Picardo, and it was like I was talking to a ghost. Like, that's never what I want to hear my name, brought up in the conversation. I want it to be, he did everything he could to help me. And, even along with his racing and his schedule, he put in the time to help me become the best I can be. So yeah, it's a little bit different as of right now, especially like you said.
But that's the way it's supposed to be, Anthony. I mean, really, if you're not going to give them 100%, it ain't worth doing it.
Exactly.
You got to have that one-on-one time, you got to be personable with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got to be face value with them. And because if they're not learning anything, then they're just wasting money.
Exactly. And that's the one thing I don't ever want to hear, as I've heard, with a lot of people, is I never want to be that guy that's, we just pay him and that's it. I want to be known as, he helped me get to where I needed to, or at least did everything he could to get me there.
Right.
And,
if I didn't do it, that's on me, but he gave me everything I needed.
Exactly.
Right. Yes.
And now going with that, because I know you dabbled with the clinics too.
Yeah.
A handful of times and stuff. And I've had plenty of tracks hit me up. Hey, you think freaking Anthony would come do a clinic? And it's like, well, what? You just got to message them,
Yeah,
honestly.
no, I love doing clinics. Obviously it's busy right now, but I always enjoy doing clinics, and I definitely want to after this Olympics, or hopefully, trying to get to the Olympics and all these busy races after. It's not going to be as busy. I definitely want to start doing, some separate clinics and going out of town and maybe doing a weekend here and a weekend there. It's just so busy. And I tried it, with Nick when we did the tour, and, we did the obviously 3 months on the road.
Right. And a lot of people chimed in the chat earlier saying that they met you over in Vermont. They met you over here. There was a guy that he met you in Australia back in 2020.
Yeah, so it's definitely super rad, but definitely with racing and doing something like that it's very challenging. Like, especially like I'm eating a fucking ham sandwich from the 7-Eleven with, some Lay's chips, and then maybe a protein shake at the night, but then I still got to do gym and sprints, and then we're teaching a 4-hour clinic, and then we're driving 8 hours. And like, it's totally the thing that I would definitely want to do later, like that, to that extent. But doing it and racing, I definitely noticed that it was affecting my performances, and I definitely definitely it's hard because like I'm so much in love with doing that it's hard for me to say no and not look out for myself. And I fall into that hole where it's like, oh, I got sprints an hour, but man, this kid still needs some extra help. And then I'll skip my sprints, or I just won't be having the same energy I would if I went out and did them. And that's where it's like, it's so hard for me to be able to do both. And so I'm trying to, focus on this right now. And then I definitely want to be able to do a lot more clinics after, this busy season.
All right.
And a lot of people came up with the idea, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. And they're like, you talking about the relationship side of it, being the personable, you don't want to be the ghost where it's just like you showed up and got your money, and they did their 2 hours or whatever the case may be, where, the BMX population here in California is so freaking huge, where like you could almost be like a regular kind of like shibby training thing, and with all the tracks where you showed up to like a couple of tracks, depending on your schedule.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, you're gonna hit Lemoore like every 3 months or every 2 months, and you got like a core group of kids that you
see, for sure,
you see a couple times a year. And a lot of people were like, that would be a good idea, where if you did a reoccurring clinic where it wasn't just like, oh, he had one last year, we hung out, everything was cool, the kids had a good time. But if you're doing and spreading it out between a handful of tracks, just in California, I think that would be pretty freaking effective.
After the Olympics, it would be
right.
For sure. I definitely, like I said, want to plan on doing something like that, and finding a way to make stuff like that work, because that's really what I enjoy on top of racing and doing my own thing is that. And it's just also just like the timing of things. So I definitely want to maybe set something like that up. And like I'm in San Diego, so there's a lot of different varieties of places around here. I can go to Lake Paris, or I can go to Hanford, or I can go to Lemoore, or I can go to Bakersfield. There's a lot of different places. It's just about I'm sure you probably understand, I'm the worst with planning things, and it's like I always plan something, and then I have something planned while I plan that, and I'm like, holy shit, there's no way.
You get overwhelmed, and then you're just like, crap, I double booked a day or something.
What happened last year with you? I mean, announcing, a couple.
I had
state qualifier and a jam. And a jam.
Yeah, I had a race and a freestyle jam and shit. And it was just like, shit, dude. Okay, I got to chop one.
Yep.
No, for real.
It sucks. And it sucks. I mean, because as much as he likes announcing, I mean, to lose one event to get to announce that, he's like, damn it, I just
it's a big
exactly. Just like that.
Yeah, this guy, all he wants to do is talk. Trust me. You should know by now. That's all he wants to do is talk. Right. So he got to cancel an event for talking. He's pissed off. Jesus Lord, man. Now we're getting that unnecessary mode again. We're eating too much.
Oh God, yeah, dude. But I feel complete though.
Thank God, baby.
There we go. I'm happy.
Exactly. You complete me, bro. Yeah. That's all I can tell you.
So you got the Shibby Show podcast that you got. And wanting to build off of that, how's that? Give people some insight on that, because you go and I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of the freestyle ones. I listen to a shit ton for mountain bike. For mountain bike, there's at least 20 to 30 of them.
Yeah.
For the BMX racing part of it, honestly, there really isn't much. You got us, which we're really just like news, team information, the latest rundowns from nationals or state races or tracks given information. A Tangent Pro-Am is going to be at such and such next week, or they were here this last weekend, dude. They had a great turnout. Talk about the comers and goers who really set it off. All things BMX. They do a lot of interviews with people in the industry, with riders, team managers, factory owners,
Hall of Famers
and stuff. And then you got Palmer and Tori over there at Coffee Chatter that get in on the pros stuff, and they do a lot of overseas pros and a lot of current pros here, and talk about like they talked about Black Mountain on Monday and stuff on their show. And I really think that there's definitely an opening for the Shibby Show on that, because that's really only like 5. The other ones, the other smaller ones that I've noticed, they piggyback off of a couple other ones, and they're really not doing their homework. They're not really doing it, which you hate to say it, because there is a lot of homework that is involved in doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're speaking about certain topics, for sure. But no, I definitely want to take it to, another level, but that's like the same thing I'm telling you, like with the merch. It's like, everything you want to do to, a good level. It takes a lot of focus, and, like I want to do the BMX and focus on this, and which I'm doing. And then it's like, I want to do the podcast. I want to do merch. I want to like even just throw this. I want to go skate. I want to, make music. I want to do all of these things. And the thing with me is I'm like so picky with doing things like I want it to be good. And if it's not good, then I kind of get bummed out about it. That's why I think this year, I kind of made a deal with myself to really not care again, like I always did, and post things like I have with my vlogs, or just being open with everything that I do twice as much, just because I sometimes I'd be like, oh, like that's so boring, no one wants to see that. Like even I did that BMX pro training, and it's just the gym and some riding, and it's like people love that, and it's like me overthinking, like, man, nobody wants to watch in the gym, but at the end of the day, some people do enjoy that. Everybody's different. Somebody enjoys something that,
well, and that's your fan base.
You can't keep everybody happy.
Yeah, that's your fan
base. And that's where I'm learning to be better at that. But yeah, I definitely want to take that show to another level. And I think the perfect role, like, is the Shibby Show. It kind of gives me an avenue to really do anything, kind of like a podcast, maybe even like a little show, like not like exactly, but something like Jimmy Kimmel, where you do stuff like that with guests, or like, I can do, kind of funny shit, or just really anything. It kind of gives me that Shibby Show, like it's a show, not just like a podcast. So I definitely want to take it to, another level, and, like bring guests on, and, just kind of keep it just, authentic and fun. And I definitely plan on keep doing like the episodes like I'm doing on my computer, but then I also plan on doing some with my camera out at the races with some pros, and just kind of bring a different side of things. Like you said, you hear other people's stuff, but kind of bring my side in things. And like even the one I did with Donnie, just kind of asking questions that I probably wanted to hear about, and other kids probably wanted to, but that usually like they're gonna keep it kind of corporate, and me just being like, hey, like, how did you feel behind the gate in the Olympics, and like thinking about certain or like, yo, when you didn't, have the funding for the USA Cycling and you won, and they wanted to give you a ride home after, and you were like, nah, like that's the type of stuff that I want to bring to, my show. And I definitely plan on, doing it more. And it's always cool, because when I do it and you hype me up, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go film another one, like real shit. Like when you're like, when you say that shit, I'm like,
fun. I mean, and like you said, it doesn't feel like a show. There's no freaking pressure. I mean, it's kind of like when you did the watch party last year. Dude, when was that one? Was that Poppin' Dog?
Yeah, that was the Worlds. And now that's funny that you bring that up, because I'm probably lit, dude. I'm probably gonna do that this upcoming weekend for New Zealand. Sadly,
that's what I was gonna ask if you were, because the Saturday there was like 500 of us in there, dude.
Yeah, it was insane.
There was some shit talking going on, and it was awesome.
That's what it's supposed to be about, though.
Dude, and then it went to the Sunday. Didn't Sunday was like 900?
Yeah, I think I reached 1,000, and it was like 950 the whole time. So it was like it was fucking unreal.
It was and I think we started like at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that's why it was funny. I kept getting these messages on my Instagram.
After I mean, you show up here at like 8. I'm like, fuck, what are you doing over here so early on a Saturday?
Yeah, dude.
I've been with shit all morning.
I went from coffee to crushing beer at like 6 a.m., dude, because the chat was just so freaking hype. I'm like, and I think we just got done doing a show.
Yes.
And I'm just like, holy shit, let's go. And the shit talk was going, like, I got $5 on so-and-so with the whole shot. Who do you got? And everybody was just calling each other out. And it was the funnest damn thing, Anthony.
No, and that's crazy that you say that, because I shit you not, I probably get told that at least, I mean, a couple times a month, and it's always so funny because it was just something fun we were doing. But I swear, even like in Phoenix, I probably got told that like 3 times, like, dude, that live you did for the Worlds was the sickest shit ever. Like, it was so fun being in there, and just the way you announced it. And I think people like it too, because I'm not like necessarily talking shit. I just know all of my friends, and I know all those people in there. So there's certain shit that I can say. And I think people hearing that are like, they're like, they just really like it, because it's like, it's authentic. I'm like, oh, Rico better not nosedive this fucking jump right now.
Oh my
God, and it keeps it a lot more fun than just like, oh, they're going down the first straight and this and that. And then it's also like, we're all interacting and chilling in there, and it was so fun. So I definitely plan on.
Insane. It was like the ultimate YouTube BMX tailgate party,
right?
Holy shit.
Well, yeah, because you were already crushing beers. I mean, shit. I mean,
fuck. But it set off. You're not expecting shit to go off like that.
No,
in the morning.
No, I was just chilling in my garage, wanting to watch with the homies and get a couple, BMXers that couldn't find the link. And then when I saw 750 people, I was like, I had to keep refreshing it. Like, is this shit glitch? Is this shit glitching? Like, what's going on? And it was fucking crazy, dude.
That's awesome.
And that's the thing. It comes so easy. It's kind of like when you go Instagram Live. It was like you did the one at Grands. I think you were Instagram Live with Rico.
Oh yeah, that one.
And
Yeah,
there was
that
just some shit talking going on. Now, of course, I'm in there. I'm like, let's go.
Imagine that.
Fucking, dude, who needs sleep, dude? I'm the hangover freaking second round team, dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, he's on the Al Royal schedule.
Yeah, that one was definitely a fucking crazy live. It's always it's just always fun,
but Anthony, dude, that's the thing that just builds, and that's what the fans fucking love. I mean, shit, wasn't it right like Sarasota weekend? Weren't you live with PJ when he was getting his sleeve?
Yeah.
I see that. There's another one, dude. That was a good time, dude. PJ,
no, yeah, even when I do like the
too, and freaking Anthony's out there, it's like, so how you feeling right now, bud?
Yeah, and even like when I do the push-up challenge, like I always have like 80 to 100 people in there, and it's all interactive and fun, and it's always just super fun. So I definitely plan on figuring out a plan to like, come up with some ideas to, maybe live once a week on Instagram, do my show, and just kind of keep that interaction, on top of all the interactions that I already do. Like I just feel like there's so much room to grow in different avenues. It's just about, coming up with a plan and executing those. And I feel like I've definitely been doing that the last, probably I would say month and a half with, coming out with those vlogs, the shows, the just the interactions with just outside of just the racing. Not like I haven't done that before, but just being consistent with it and, one video a week and slowly just kind of getting in the groove, because I know once the ball's rolling, I'm definitely going to be able to just keep it going. And it's just about, like you said, just doing it and, not caring, which like I'm trying to do. And it's definitely been getting already better. Like even just the YouTube video I posted the other day, it has almost 3K views and over 150 likes, which is crazy for YouTube, for someone that's not like a YouTuber. Like that's regular, that's pretty good. Yeah. And so
that's outstanding shit.
Yeah. So it's stuff that's like, I definitely know there's a lot of room to do stuff, but yeah, the lives, it's funny because it's always like, I'm literally just having the most fun on that shit. Like it's so
you
crazy.
can tell that you're having fun because you bring the energy the whole time. I mean, and you bring the energy and the positivity and the momentum to the vlogs, and then it's even more ramped up when you are live. you know,
because I think it's like those quick interactions. Like you're able to kind of keep the flame going without like having to do it yourself. And there's always comments, and then somebody says something where you're like, "Oh shit, all right, yeah, blah blah," and then it's just so easy to fire off.
That's how the show goes.
Everybody picks up on the energy and they're hyped, and then the smack talking just goes.
It's true.
And then next thing you know, you're like, dude, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the chat room for us is everything. If we didn't have a chat room, we wouldn't have much of a show. Yeah, we could talk some shit, but yeah, everybody else tuning in and chiming in and making comments, it makes it so much more fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, like we can sit here and freaking talk shit the whole fucking time, but if it wasn't for the chat room and everybody chiming in, tonight would just be like a regular night. But dude, like this is freaking something special. Big man. Difference. It's a highlight of you and the work that you put in there, Anthony, and the effect that you have on a lot of people, dude, that look up to you.
And people getting to know them right now.
Parents and riders.
Yes.
I mean, it's
people have been posting all night about how much there are my kid this, my kid that, all because of you. And it's impressive. I mean, you have without even having one, you have a really good resume from parents for what you've done for their kids.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen at least 10 or 12, I think.
Yeah,
people that say, "Oh, Anthony trained my kid, and my kid's loving it, and he's doing well." And so you got a really good resume, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
your rapport in the BMX community, Anthony, is
I really appreciate that. It's awesome.
You did it. It's all on you. I mean, you earned it. You deserve it. I mean,
definitely
hell yeah.
So.
100%. Hell, you got the stars and bars on your fucking sleeve, bro.
Yeah, the most lit kit out there.
The stars and bars on the sleeve. I mean, it's awesome.
Thank you.
That's just, and the excitement you showed crossing the finish line at that race was, it fit the bill.
I was jacked. I was flexing.
I was pretty impressed. I was like, of all people, this is the guy who deserves it. And you do a lot for the sport, and you do a lot for the kids, and hey, I'm really thankful you came on the show tonight, bro. I really am.
Thank you. You guys are fucking awesome. And hearing that stuff is, like I said, it's always, it's crazy because like you say, I probably hear it a lot, but every time I hear it, it still gives me the same feeling like if it was the first time. So I definitely am thankful, and I appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. We love you, brother, man.
Stars
Shit,
and bars,
dude. I mean,
baby, right
hey,
here.
dude, you want to fucking live wide open, dude? This is the place to do it.
That's his new podcast, Stars and Bars.
There we go.
George Goodall, what's up?
Gorgeous.
Yo.
Jesus, damn, dude. There goes the internet.
Popped up at Phoenix again this year and won. Just like usual. Don't race all year long.
Yeah, that guy's different, man.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go take a leak, and then we're gonna open up for questions. Unless if you want to touch on shit before questions, Anthony, have at it, bro.
Go pee.
Well, shit. If you're gonna take a piss, I'll take a piss. We'll let Mike run the chat.
We'll go pee together.
Bladders and shit.
And then we'll open up. We'll open up the questions, and then we'll just see what's up.
Get ready, Robert. Crash and burn. Here comes your time. Oh wow, everybody's out peeing, guys. Sorry, I know I'm not that entertaining. I'll do my best, but Novak, thanks for tuning in, bro. We appreciate you. Jason Perkins, Jake Smith, how you doing, guys? A sword fight, yeah, that's funny. Sean McCulpin, Teresa Esquivel, Tim Soto again. Who else we got here is new? Just in case. David Dugloski, thanks for tuning in. Kareem Rasul, what's up, buddy? Chris Wheeler, Brett Estachio, Rita Verdugo. Yeah, we got a lot of people here tonight that haven't been on here in a while. Kerry Patton, Noel Caraway, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, Jason Williams. Mick's been here all night, which is awesome. Ray Verdugo. Yeah, 4216. Yeah, whatever works, bro. It doesn't matter what the gear is. It just change them gears every time you go to the track. It's just
he said neither of those fuckers gonna wash their hands.
Oh, you had to even go get on the you ran on a
Almost.
Oh my God. Almost. Good Lord. Can't have that.
Almost. We getting there.
Thanks, Gary Patton. We appreciate you. Mick, hey, last week was bomb. I had a great time out there, and didn't y'all wash your hands? George Goodall wants to know.
Hell yeah, I washed my hands. Shit, yeah. Yeah, stuck in Lodi again. It was like a John Fogerty song out there, bud.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna lie, I just hit the piss and ran back, so I ain't giving no handshakes right now. So I ain't giving no handshakes. I'm good right now, but that's funny that they said that.
Hell, if you do it right, you ain't got to touch it. Shit.
Well, yeah, dude, you got air drying when you run out. If you
do it right, you ain't got to touch shit. Just let it run, Hey, can you close the door, please?
All right, guys, we're gonna open it up for questions. Oh, did you have anything, Anthony? Go for it, bro.
No, just before we get into some questions, just thanks to everyone tuning in, and like they said, everything you guys said is super awesome, and it's cool just to tune into the show that I've watched a couple times, and these guys are super awesome, and I hope you guys keep doing what you're doing. But I also am thankful for everyone that tuned in and came in on my YouTube and just chatted and just had a good time. I'm very thankful to have fans like you guys, and just literally I'm super thankful. So thanks for tuning in and having a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely, dude. I mean, that was the one thing, dude. We kept talking back and forth and stuff. Dude, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna keep it fun. It's gonna be legit, and it's honestly, it's been a great Friday night.
No, for sure. And I haven't even realized it's been 2 hours and 17 minutes. So that's pretty sick.
It's crazy when you do these.
We quit looking at the clock a long time ago because we never know where we're going to be at.
Dude, we've done it. Last week's was like 4, and then we did a 3 hour the week before that. I mean, we had it up to 5 one time.
Last week 4 hours went by like that.
It's sick. Hours. You just fly by because I didn't even really realize that. So that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 hours worth of content for your fans. I mean, that's
later, Cord. Love you, buddy.
And you're not tired. I mean, you're not burnt. You're ready to open up a question section for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm wide awake. This has me hyped. So I'll probably hop on my Xbox after this and chill.
All right, we're gonna make this kid's day right here. Hey, Robert, come here, Crash, get over here.
Oh, is that Mr. 220 right there? What up, dude?
He's got you said you got a question for him, or you want that? Wait, hold on. Here. Over here.
Okay, yeah.
Here. Legit. That way you can hear him.
What up, dude?
Here. All right, now get on the mic.
Don't sit on his lap. That's
Okay, you want to talk in on that?
That's not Santa
He ain't
Claus.
Santa Claus, bro. Don't sit
Yeah,
on his
that
lap.
ain't Santa Claus.
Talk in the
Go
mic.
ahead. Sorry, I forgot. You can't hear with the headphones on.
Go ahead.
Bend down a little bit because it won't pick you up. Stand up there.
Do you think Carl regrets dropping you off the team?
Oh, Jesus. What the fire?
Sadly, I don't. I feel like it's just too corporate for them to even pay attention or know. So sadly, I truly don't at all. Maybe if there was somebody that looked into BMX and saw how me and Cam were doing, maybe, but I truly don't.
Go ahead. Hey, it's your question, bro.
I forgot.
There you go.
I should have done that better.
Come on, Shorty.
I suck, dude. I'm horrible. Good, go for it.
What was your first sponsor?
My first sponsor was actually Intense. It wasn't Intense Phantom on track. It was the OG Intense, the red and yellow one in 2007.
That Brandon Cato was on.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your favorite track?
I mean, it's hard to choose, but definitely it's hard to say. Beijing is not one of my favorites. It's just legendary, and the flow and the feeling of riding that track is unbeatable. So I definitely would say Beijing here in Chula Vista.
Wow.
With all of the ones I into, mine's Oak Creek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oak Creek's sick.
He can't ride Beijing yet. He's not quite that fast.
Yeah, not yet, but I'm sure you will.
He's
Especially
good coming.
that 220. You got to live up to that 220, so you better be ready for some Supercross in a couple of years.
How old are you now, Robert?
12.
12. Yeah. I got a few. You got time to get ready for it.
My
That's
boy
for sure.
Gmo.
Yeah, that's good questions. Gmo's on that team too. Oh man, that's right. Gmo.
You got any more questions?
Which one?
No.
That's it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on and you hopping on the show and asking some questions. That's pretty cool. I appreciate you coming up with some cool questions. And the first one was pretty funny. So yeah, I'm glad you brought the plate on, and I'm glad I was able to say what's up to you, because I know you're a fan, and I'm super stoked you even brought the plate and you showed up on the show. So it was good to see you, and just keep working hard. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, anybody else has any questions for him? Let us know. I mean, don't be shy.
Look at you.
Yeah, so that's the chat. Start now with any questions you guys have, and I'll just answer them one by one. But yeah, let's run through some chat questions. I know some people asked a few already, but just run them back, and we'll get going. Tim, my biggest inspiration and what keeps Shibby pushing. Obviously, my biggest inspiration is to really try not to be a failure, to be completely honest. Stuff like my family. I definitely don't want to kind of be a failure. But my biggest inspiration is obviously, in BMX, it's obviously pros that I've looked up to growing up, like Bubba Harris, Mikey Day, Steven Caesar. Those guys are my biggest inspiration in BMX as a whole. And what keeps me pushing is really just, the fans and the people that, just really make me, keep going is really the fans, to be honest. Obviously myself, and I feel like I haven't, reached my potential with, kind of, screwing off the last couple of years and now taking it serious. I think that kind of fires me up to see what I can really do as a serious athlete. But that's definitely the two biggest things. Is those for sure. What games do I play? I play a lot of Warzone, and sometimes I play Fortnite. But other than that, I don't play too many video games. Just those two. When are you coming back to Tulsa? Skylar wants to show you lines for the World Cup. Hopefully soon. Hopefully after the World Cups. There's a good race after Rock Hill, the national champs in Houston. Hopefully come out there a little early, get some track time. And, if the Olympic stuff kind of goes my way with, some of those people not making the main events, Tulsa is going to be a big race for me to be able to do some stuff for that. So I definitely will be there preparing. I just got to figure out when, and obviously when I get back on the bike. So yeah, what do we got to do to get you back to Tulsa? Just have some chicken fingers and maybe a couple pizzas, and I'll be there. So no, but reality, just really nothing. I obviously want to come back there. I love the track. I love the facility, and all the people around there are very awesome. So I definitely want to head back there soon. It's just, timing, but definitely before the World Cups and the Nationals, I want to get back out there. What rank are you in Fort? Dude, honestly, I don't know. I really don't play it enough to know. I just hop on there and hang out with some homies just like we're doing now. And I just play and hopefully get a couple dubs. I definitely don't know my level on there. What's the hardest part about coming back from an injury? I mean,
waiting.
Yeah, I would say waiting. And sometimes it's just how you take, how serious you take the rehab on how your comeback is. And I definitely think if you put in the work, it's not as hard to come back. Like I feel like luckily, this isn't, too long of an injury, but I feel like I've built such a good foundation of, hard work over the last couple months. And as long as I keep, in good shape and, eating healthy, I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to come back from this injury. It's just about how much you take it serious and,
Let's see what we got. I think we got a caller.
Oh, let's hear it.
Beer budget.
Hey,
Who do we got?
Westbrook.
Westbrook.
What's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
West Side.
You're on the air with us in Shibby, bro.
Let's not forget Anthony's question and George's, but we'll go to the phone call. But I don't want to leave their questions hanging.
Right.
Anthony Brown.
What up, Westbrook?
What's up, man? Hey, good to meet you. Sorry to interrupt your guys' podcast. I just wanted to say, I mean, I'm catching on to the socials, and I'm gonna check out your YouTube, and I'm trying to actually start a YouTube myself here. Try to get myself going. My question is how do you handle all that, and how do you keep yourself going with that?
Well, for one, it's really just not caring at how good anything is and just filming whatever you want to film and piecing it together. And really just being consistent. But the biggest thing is just filming whatever you feel like you want to film and putting that into a video, not thinking you need to have a video like everybody else and not caring if you have 10 views, 1 view. It's just about doing it because you want to, because it will grow if you're consistent with it. So I will definitely say the biggest things is just really filming whatever you want to film, putting it together however you want to, and keep doing it. I mean, when I first started, I probably had videos with 0 views for a couple days, and that's just how it is. And it's just about being consistent and actually enjoying, what you're doing. And so and showing people stuff that they probably wouldn't see. Like if you're putting a video of you working on your truck, like show, everything that goes with it. Like, oh fuck, where did I put that tool I've been looking for a week or something? Like always just show, the real stuff of whatever's going on. And like I said, just be consistent and not care about, how big it gets, because, like a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube, they literally started, with 2 subscribers, and some of them have millions of subscribers. But if they would have cared that their video wasn't doing good right in the beginning, they probably wouldn't have got there. So that's my best advice of it all.
Thanks a lot, brother. Hey, man, hope to meet you soon. I'll see you at a race here sooner or later. And Midget and Mike, I love you guys, man.
Hey, love you too, bro. Thanks for tuning in, bro.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, you too, Anthony. I'll catch you later.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So we had.
Yeah, let's go with Anthony's question.
Anthony Chevy Twist.
When are you going to see an alpha for? Actually, it's actually going to be in the works here pretty soon. Especially now that I'm injured. I'm definitely going to have something cooking up soon. That's going to be something crazy. So just stay tuned.
Oh, I bet, dude. I mean, what isn't crazy, bro? They all turned out freaking pretty awesome, man.
Right. Yeah, this one's definitely.
The that you did with the Haro was pretty cool, dude. The golden purple was.
Yeah, that one was sick. I was bummed it was a one race thing, but there's definitely some sick shit coming soon. So stay tuned, and it's gonna be fun. George.
What was the other one? I didn't write it down.
It's George right here. Introduced me to Florida and several years ago. I was a fan immediately. Who did you look up to growing up and why? I really looked up to be completely honest, Bubba Harris, Mikey Day, Steven Cesar. Those were kind of the people in my era that I look up to. And I started racing in Santa Clarita, and Mikey Day and Bubba Harris, they would ride there fairly often. And I always got to see them, and just their riding style, the way that they rode, and just who they were someone that I like was starstruck, and I still am to this day, which is crazy because I'm at the level that they were, but I'll still treat them like if they're Justin Bieber, which is it's crazy to me because
Right.
like I kept their
Justin
baseball
Bieber?
card. Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm just saying like that level of like you see them and I'm still like, oh shit, that's Bubba Harris, or oh shit, that's Mikey Day. And no matter what, even if I won the pro title, the Olympic, like I still will always treat them like that because that's who I looked up to, and I felt like they were superheroes. And yeah, those were definitely the
Well, that's how
people.
everybody was when they found out you were actually coming on the show. Like people were just
He's coming on your show
besides themselves.
What the
They're like, no way, dude. When I put it up last night and everything, and then it started hitting, I go to bed like at 8:30. I got to get up at 1:30 in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
And I just got message after message, like, no way, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, dude, Anthony's going to be on. Like,
That's dope. That's
Wow.
sick.
I'm like, yeah, dude, you guys want it. There you go.
We know a couple people.
That's super sick. But yeah, that was definitely the people I looked up to, and like I said, was just because of the way they rode and who they were. And actually they would give me the time of day when I was the little kid at the track, and that's something that I never forgot. So maybe that's where
you return back to.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe that's where some of it came from, was just how excited. And I remember those days where it was like, there's no way that he just talked to me. And I think it's maybe something that even without knowing kind of carried over into my own stuff. And I think that's,
I see.
It's just really, really cool.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, it's professional as all hell, honestly.
How'd you like Chandler in 2020? 2020. Did I ride Chandler in 2020? Oh, I might have. Yeah, I rode it with Riley House and a few other people. I definitely think Chandler's a dope track. It's all dirt. It's a pretty sick track. And when I rode it, they had some triples on there and some big jumps. So I definitely had a good time when I went to Chandler. And even when I went there recently, it was always super fun. So I definitely like we said before, some of those dirt tracks, and it's fun, to even ride and not race. You can, kind of have a lot more fun on those tracks. So I like Chandler a lot, and the people there are really cool.
Right.
Yeah, I heard you guys just rebuilt it, so that's dope. Hopefully I can get up there and get a ride and see how it feels. And hopefully it's some sick jumps, maybe some triples, some technical stuff. But yeah, I definitely just heard that. So hopefully I'll catch some videos this week. And yeah, get to see it, because I'm sure you guys did something sick.
All right, guys. So for the phone number to call in is on the screen, guys, 209-986-6721. If someone is already on the phone with a question, and if someone tries to call in, I got to hang up the other question, not to be a dick, but because we only
do one at a time.
Yeah,
we don't have a hold button.
It wreaks havoc on the switchboard. So but we'll get to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So
don't be mad.
Yeah. Just call back. We don't have an operator. It's beer budget for a reason, dude.
They're all on furlough still.
We don't got a secretary. We don't got shit. We barely got what we got.
Yeah, exactly.
You got any comments on your side? Because I'm looking, and it looks like your YouTube is still showing up and has been in the feed. Has there been any other questions that have popped up throughout the show, Shibby? I know there was one that said, what made... Oh, okay, here we go. Beer Budget BMX.
Yo, what's up, bro? David Douglas calling in.
What's going on there?
Good.
What do you got for Shibby?
What up?
I just wanted to ask him what he's got for these new and upcoming expert riders, like in the 14, 15X class. What do they got to do to stay with it to get the pro?
I mean, it's just about obviously keeping that work ethic, especially at that age. It's kind of hard because you kind of go into, high school, hanging out with friends and kind of seeing the other side of life. BMX is a lot of work, especially when you get to that next level. Like I'm barely kind of getting into that serious level of it that, you need to do to take it to that level, which I'm trying to do now. But I definitely think it's just, figuring out if it's something that they want to do. And, it's really hard, with a normal life, like I said, high school, girls hanging out, seeing, how much fun it is, and just seeing the differences. But really, I think, it's just deciding if they want to take it to that supercross level and then trying to get on those supercross tracks, because it's something that kind of keeps it exciting. You go from one thing and then you finally get on a supercross track and you kind of feel like another excitement and another joy. So I feel like if you can get them on those tracks and see if that's something that they enjoy and they want to keep doing, I think that's the best way to do it, because, some kids don't have opportunities to get on supercross. And then when they do, it's almost too late. So they kind of feel like, oh, this isn't for me, or it's kind of over already. So I definitely think that's probably the best thing, is trying to get them, on some of those supercross tracks and getting them dialed in. So when they do get to that point, it's almost like, oh shit, like I'm definitely able to do this and I want to continue to do it, rather than starting at 17 and they're like, oh shit, everyone's been doing this. Like I don't enjoy this anymore. I think that's probably my best advice, is just trying to get ahead of the game a little bit. So then when you get to the point of, junior man, U23, you're definitely prepared for it.
Awesome.
Right on, man. Well, thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for calling and hanging out in the show.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Have a good one,
brother.
That was a good question. I like that.
No, that was a good one. But let's see. George said, pick for the World Cup win, men and women. Well, Shibby. No, I'm kidding. I'm not.
Hell yeah, you got to pick for yourself.
But for the World Cup win, I mean, it's really hard to bet against Romain right now. It's just really, he's looking really good. I've seen some videos. But I definitely think there's going to maybe be some surprises with some maybe different people in the main events. I think a lot of people are looking good right now. But it's definitely hard to bet against, Romain. But I definitely will not count out Joris. That's definitely someone you cannot bet against. And I feel like
the guy's a sleeper, dude. The guy, he's got some kind of finesse. Like
he's 33. He's just got it figured out.
Well, but I definitely feel with this year. Yeah, and this year is important for them. They have so many hitters there that they have to go out there and perform. So I definitely feel like he's going to be up for the win. And another, person, I definitely think, Arthur Pillard, he's very, very fast, and I feel like he's healthy. He's ready to do it. So those are, a few guys that I think are up for the win. But I definitely tell you, there will be some different people in the main that you probably won't see. Just because it's, some of the new generation is kind of kicking up and getting ready for, the next level. And then it's just a really big, wide open track. So I really honestly think there's going to be some crazier, different racing and just a lot of different type of people you probably won't see normally in those semis and main events. And for the women, obviously it's hard to bet against Bethany Shriever and Saya Sakakibara, but I definitely will throw Lauren Reynolds in there. And then, Elise is always fast. And I seen her at the track the other day, and she was looking insane out of the gate. So I definitely would not bet against her. So those are some of my top picks. But a wild card I will throw in there is Peanut. She's definitely super good at sprint, and I think she'll be able to fight around the track. And yeah, the track is very flat. So I definitely, exactly, George, exactly. It's super flat. It's super sprinty. And I definitely think there's going to be some different people, but yeah, you can't count those people out. But like I said, those are the people we always count in. So I know that there's going to be those next comers that are going to make a scene where we're like, oh shit, okay, this dude is going to start making a name for himself, or this girl. Mm-hmm. And like Rico's going to race elite for the first time. So I definitely see him being able to go in there and do pretty good. And, Cam Larson and, a lot of different people I feel like are going to kind of show out this upcoming World Cup.
Hey, go. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what the list and you think about it, both of our pros are shit,
man, on fire. Beer budget BMX, you're on the air.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on? Who do we got?
This is Cupcake.
Cupcake, what's up?
Cupcake?
Airway. Whoa. You're on the phone with Shibby. What do you got there, Cupcake?
Shibby, what is your training schedule like?
Well, it's like 6 days a week. I get about one rest day, and I have about 3 gym days a week, and some sprints, probably 3 to 4 times. It just depends on if the track's open, and probably three track sessions a week. So I would say, yeah, just 3 gym sessions, 3 to 4 track sessions, or 3 to 4 sprints, and then 1 day to kind of kick back and relax. But it's a lot of work, but that's what I got to do to, be in that top of the the pros. And so that's pretty much what it looks like for me.
You get all that there, Cupcake?
Yeah.
Now you know what you got to do, bro.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Stay focused and put in the work. And, you know, doing something is better than doing nothing. So even if you don't know exactly what you're doing, if you're out there doing something that you feel like you're getting stronger or faster and enjoying it, that's all you got to do. But it's only going to work as much as you put in. So just know that.
Oh, he's got Thunder Midget.
Yeah, that means you show up at the track when I'm there, Cupcake. Goddammit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. One of my
Definitely.
kids is trying to jump ship and get on the
don't beat up
shipping
anybody.
wagon.
Don't beat up anybody at school and get in trouble. Just make sure you show up for training, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right.
No problem.
They had Cupcake did. He's something else, bro. He's a riot, man. He's a good time. Yeah, the little brother is just hell on wheels.
Won the Grands intermediate.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's dope. That's right.
Yeah,
Doug Teague, he's checking in. He's one of our Oak Creek locals. What would you tell a young rider preparing for Worlds for the first time? I want to say Killer Cutie is 11.
I think there was one more before that. Do you think? No, you're good. Do you think you could hit an entire first straight on a lime? I mean, I hit the Supercross hill in Tulsa, but I had to delete the video. But I did go down the Supercross hill on a lime scooter and jump the first jump on the amateur side and the second jump.
Bro.
So I definitely think I could for sure. But yeah, I don't know if I'm doing that before.
Shit, it's hard to see was fire.
Yeah. All right. Let's see that. What would you tell a young rider preparing for Worlds for the first time?
I think I will. 11-year-old girl. Yeah, I think
I will tell you, it is the biggest race they will probably ever race. The environment, the countryside of things is a whole different environment. It's really overwhelming, especially for your first time and at a young age. You kind of you feel like you're literally in the middle of the Super Bowl. So I definitely will say it's just about kind of keeping calm in those bigger moments and understanding that it's the same thing as, you know, the night local practices, and trying not to overwhelm yourself in those bigger moments. And just make sure you're working on things that, you know, matter in the race, like practicing your inside lines, practicing, you know, staying smooth on the track, practicing your gait. Because at the Worlds, it's about putting down, you know, your best laps, and it's more than, you know, just one time. It's about doing it, you know, 6 to 7 times, and you're going against the world's best in that age group. So I definitely will say just, you know, staying focused, and honestly study all the videos from the last couple of years. Watch all the videos, see who's, you know, what they're doing, what their lines they're doing. And so, you know, when you get up into that mix, what you need to do, and you can work on that at the track. Like if you see somebody taking a turn a certain way, you're like, holy shit, he came out of that turn fast. Like go work on that at the track. So I definitely would, you know, study some videos from the past Worlds. And maybe even visualize yourself in the, you know, in the moment. So then you can kind of get ready for that moment and not feel so overwhelmed when you do get behind the gate. Cause I definitely remember my first Worlds in 1724 at Rock Hill, and I got in the main event and I was just so nervous, and I hit the gate. Cause I was just like, dude, this is too much for me. Like this is crazy. But if I wish I would have done, you know, some of the stuff that I'm telling you, I probably would have been a little more prepared. So I would just say, you know, visualize those bigger moments and watch some of those videos back, and, you know, just work hard and give it everything that you can at all those training sessions until then. And that's the best advice I can probably give you.
Oh, that's awesome advice.
That is some.
That's awesome, dude. That is
some fucking gospel shit.
Some of the best shit I've heard.
Seriously, see, and that's why you got the fans that you got there, Anthony. Honestly,
for sure.
Robert fucking Cardoza.
Okay, right, here we go.
Your favorite Supercross AMA rider?
Oh man, it's hard to say. I'm not.
It's Cardoza, dude. He was a stunt guy in ET, dude. He's old and crusty, bro. He probably can't even hear the fucking show.
It's hard to.
We're good friends. So
he's married to a British Hall of Famer, though.
Yeah,
real quick while they're hitting that. That's actually a perfect thing. George Vick said first time at Worlds, watch the intervals between laps from 2017. That will help immensely. And then also Nick Valencia. Really, this is a big key. Realizing how big the turns are at Rock Hill. You can be leading the lap and go into that first turn on the white line, and it very well opens up because you have to turn down to the amateur side. And I will tell you, one main event to watch to really see that is if you are getting ready for Worlds, I want you to go watch this video from Worlds in Rock Hill. Look up 1724, the main event final. My buddy Cam Moore hole shotted by almost 2 bikes. went into the first turn, and Alec Bob completely just went under him from about 2 bikes behind because the turn is just that big. So that's something that if you guys are going to study something, I would watch that because he was completely out front. So it's a very tough track to block because the turn's so big, and also the pro set is on the outside, so you have to cut down way more to get to your amateur side. So that is a very good call. But I'm gonna go back to the AMA rider. I mean, it's hard to say I'm not a big Tomac fan. Just the way he rides and the stuff that he's done is something that I really love a lot. And obviously that's the fans now, or the fan who I'm a fan of now. I was a big fan of James Stewart and Ricky Carmichael, but as of now, I'm definitely a big fan of Tomac. So
the dude's he's pretty badass. I will say that.
He knows to ride a motorcycle.
All those guys got a lot of skill at that freaking on that throttle. That's for damn sure, dude. Those guys are pulling some shit from. Sometimes I just don't even know how they do it.
It's so big and deceptive. It's opposite of racing USA BMX nationals for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole different ball game. And especially, a lot of those Colombians and a lot of those out of country riders that, really know how to ride those turns. They can really just base their whole race on that first turn. They could be like, oh, well, I'm going to get out. I might be in 5th place, but I'm just going to do this in the first turn. And then they will actually do it. So you definitely got to be prepared for stuff like that. So that was a good call, bringing up the big first turn. And even the last turn, like there's a lot of different type of moves you can make there, and you got to be very, very smart there. It's not just about being fast. It's about being, honestly, way smarter than you normally have to be on a normal ABA track.
Right. Wow. First hand shit. You should be charging for this fucking information.
What do we owe?
I didn't know we were doing a clinic. Fucking training starts now, folks. Hop on the show.
It's been going on for a couple hours.
Everybody
bro. Don't worry.
Lock on your goddamn freaking stationary trainers. Here we go. Fucking get that heart rate up, right, bitch.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, getting a legitimate answer to some good questions. That's good stuff.
That is.
You're not going to block your way
in the world main. Not a chance at Rock Hill. You need to pin it
forward. Yeah, 100% for sure. Wow. There's no doubt about that. It's a tough racetrack. Like I said, if you watch the 1724, you will definitely see at the first jump that you're like, oh, Cam Moore's got it in the bag, and instantly he was. I like I said, I hit the gate and watched it happen, and every time I watch it back, I couldn't believe that he didn't win by how far he had a lead. And it's just that's how different the racing is there. It's not like you whole shot it, where were we just at Phoenix? Like if you whole shot and block that inside, most of the time you're boom solid. But yeah, Rock Hill is a very tricky racetrack, just because your amateur side's on the inside and stuff. So it's just the turns and everything is just crazy. So definitely watch out for that. And if you are watching and getting ready for Worlds, I promise if you watch that, you will definitely see some stuff that you will learn from it. And you will probably go to the Worlds and do something from that video, or even just from what you're hearing now, and be like, holy shit, they were right. Or you might not listen and think we're just talking out of our ass, and then really get eaten up and be like, oh shit, okay, then they definitely knew they were talking about.
Yeah, facts. Given so much information, Anthony, freaking Mick up here says Shibby needs his own Peloton channel.
Shibby own Peloton channel. Oh, we don't need that. I'll be having some people might be breaking the cranks off. I'll be hyping them up too much, dude. They're gonna start a fucking fire burn if I was cheering them on.
Holy shit! Right?
That would be the funniest shit ever.
Though, numbers on the watt bike. Everybody line up. Let's go.
Hey, that would be the funniest shit ever if you were able to click a channel and it was Shibby just yelling at you on the Peloton, bro.
Oh god, dude, that would be awesome.
Fucking be like going in the house getting yelled at. So I don't need that.
Fucking great, dude. That'd be so awesome.
Tim, how's the back? It's definitely sore, especially sitting in this chair, but it's all right. It's just, just an injury. And luckily, I don't know if you were here in the beginning. I broke the sides of the spine, so it's not necessarily my exact vertebrae. So that's really good news, and shouldn't be too long of a recovery as long as I'm very smart, which I definitely am. And I don't know if you can see, I got this crazy ass insane vest on me. That's why I look like I'm 500 pounds right now. So
yoked, you look fucking swole, bro.
Yeah, so I'm definitely trying to definitely get healed up. But yeah, that's what happened. And It will be all right though. So no surgery, nothing like that. It's just, time, and I'm going to do everything I can with some recovery tools that I have access to make it faster. So
now, is there like a like, I know, like, sometimes, when people get like the knee injuries and stuff, they have the special brace that has the locks on the movement and all that stuff.
yeah.
So, like, as the healing process goes down, now, is there like a downgraded brace like that, or is that all
I'm
that
sure
is that?
I'm sure there is something, but for the most part, I probably wouldn't want to wear it. I'll probably just throw on like some KT tape and hold up those areas. So it just depends. But if there is like another one, I'm sure they'll give it to me. But I think at that point, if it starts to heal up and things are going good, probably some KT tape will do the job. But if it's like something that's still bothering me, I mean, there's probably like like a weight belt, just like an easier, lighter, just around that lower back area. But yeah, I really don't know. I'm hoping that once it's healed, I don't got to wear any type of brace, just because that's, that obviously means that it's probably not healed correctly or you're having problems.
Yeah. Now, and I mean, now taking it shit all the way back to the beginning part of the show. Now, just thinking of it. Now, did someone have to drive you home? Like, I mean, I know you raced on Sunday and everything, but like,
no, I drove home.
Yeah. Like, how was the drive? I mean,
it definitely sucked, but like I said, I have a high pain tolerance, and I really just thought that, because I know he hit me in the back at, full speed. So I just really thought like, holy shit, like it's just a deep bruise. Cause it was like a weird feeling. It wasn't like it was necessarily like the bone feeling. Right. It was just more of like a really deep. And I really thought he just hit like my kidney. So I was like, oh, that's just, super sore. Like I got hit right in the back.
Right.
But when I woke up in the morning, I was like getting out of bed, and that first step, I was like, whoa, okay. Like this definitely isn't like a bruise, but maybe it's just more sore because I raced, whatever.
Yeah.
And so then that's when I drove back to the center in the morning, because I was flying out at 6, like I said. And then she does like an assessment, and she was moving like my legs, and they've, worked on me with my elbow. So they know that I've had a tough injury and I pushed through things. But she was just like, yeah, you definitely are giving me a little bit more, pain and, reactions than you normally do. Let's just get an x-ray. So really, if I didn't go to the center that morning, I'd be in New Zealand right now, taping it up, saying, fuck it, like we're going to race. So yeah. I'm very lucky that I just drove there in the morning. And, it's not that it's necessarily probably a danger to do that, but long-term, like if I want to be ready for, 2028 and the seasons, ahead, it probably wouldn't have been the best idea. But if it was like the Olympics next week, I probably, would tape my shit up and, pop a, painkiller and, send it. But definitely for the longevity, it's probably smart that I got the x-rays.
Absolutely.
And
that's good. That's good looking out.
Wind up crippled.
Yeah.
Not doing the right thing.
Exactly.
And it's crazy because it's like, I like called my dad, and I like told him, I'm just like, oh yeah, dad, I fucking broke my back. And he's like, son, you broke your back? Like your back? Like, and so it's crazy to me that I'm like, I'm not in a good way, but I'm like so nonchalant that I'm like, oh, it's just another injury, I'll be all right. But like, to any person that I like talk to, like, bro, your fucking back, like it's just crazy to see like the reactions, because it is it really is it's
huge.
Yeah, it's no joke.
People
so it's definitely
the right way.
Exactly. So I'm very blessed that it wasn't worse. And then I'm also very blessed that I did get it checked out, because you definitely could, put yourself in a bad place. Cause when I was getting the MRIs and they were telling me the stuff that could be wrong, it was not a very good place to be in my head. Yeah. And it was crazy because I got the MRIs I went there at 6 p.m. to the ER because I canceled the flight, or I moved it to Thursday. So I still was planning on going with the breaks.
Yeah.
And then I went to the ER to get the MRIs, the CTs, because it takes a long time with your insurance, especially right now. So I got an MRI, the CTs at about midnight, and I was there from 6 p.m. And then I didn't get the results until 4 p.m. the next day. So like they were pretty much not letting me eat or do anything because they said if I needed to get surgery, I would have to be ready right then and there. So it was definitely like a scary moment, because not only was I waiting for results, they weren't letting me eat or drink because they thought they might have to do surgery. So I'm sitting there, all night, and I had the painkillers, and it's fucking quiet and dark in a hospital. And I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well, they're not letting me eat, so it must be bad enough to think about surgery. So it was like, it was a crazy, crazy thing. And then, yeah, obviously the results came back and they just wanted to make sure my spine was stable. And when they did that, it was a big, big relief, but definitely sitting there for 24 hours, wondering if I was about to just go straight under the knife it was not a fun place to be.
No, dude, that's
Wow.
yeah. The mental state, I could only imagine, brother. Honestly, dude, that is something else, man.
It's crazy though, because it's like it sucks, but it's like I'm so motivated and ready to come back and win. It's like it's almost just so crazy that it's almost like I'm not bummed. I'm just bummed about not going to the World Cups, but I'm almost just excited for another challenge to bring something better out of me.
No, later, Sean. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you, dude.
Did Nick Adams give him a beer for saving his ass?
Was Nick with you? Was Nick down there?
No, I don't know. I think he thinks Fede maybe in the race was Nick in the tangent. But other than that, I haven't.
Probably.
I haven't seen Nick Adams in a long time. We talk here and there, but I definitely don't know if he saved my ass. But you're definitely probably thinking it's Fede in the video.
Yeah.
But I hope Nick's doing good, and I hope to see him back on the track soon.
Yeah, Nick's been pretty quiet up here too, honestly. Yeah. Dude, now that you bring that up, I haven't
trained a couple kids,
seen or heard. Yeah, I know he's been doing some training, but yeah, I haven't really seen or heard too much from him, honestly, bro. Now that you bring it up. Okay, DeRusso. Yeah, that was
George.
Fetty.
Appreciate you, Brody.
Yeah, thanks, George. Appreciate you, and yeah, always good to see you and hear from you at the races. So, have a good night.
I tell you what, dude, talking about a good night. You know what, Anthony, dude, thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate you. Love you. You know, we're creeping up on 3 hours already. I mean, we were just already talking like, dude, I can't believe it's been 2. Jordan Miranda, what's up, Jordan?
What up, buddy?
Hey, a funny story about Jordan and his family?
Give us a good one.
Let's go.
Yeah,
throw his ass under the bus.
I've known them my whole life. They, we were super close growing up. We used to drive to the Grands together and everything. And the funny thing is, like, one of the first times I met them, we used to do these Richie Anderson clinics, and we used to climb these crazy ass hills, like deep in the desert. And I remember one day I was like, I just could not make it up this hill. I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I hate this. And I went to the edge of the hill, and I was like, I'm going to jump. I hate this shit. This is way too hard. And Eric actually threw me in the back of the car, and like, just obviously I probably wasn't going to jump. I was just being an emotional little thing, but that was one of the funny stories of how we became super close. And then I definitely was a little shithead and almost got my ass beat by Eric a few times. So I love the Miranda family, and he's definitely, someone that I looked up to as a kid, and he always, kind of gave me, good guidance. Even though he was just a little crazy shithead like I was at my 17 to 20 age. So it's always cool to have those role models.
Eric is a
they're a great family, dude, and run a great program over there in Metro, dude.
No, they've turned that track into an amazing facility, and it's awesome to see someone like Jordan go into firefighting, starting a family, and just being actually a really, really solid dude. It shows you that that a lot of the stuff from BMX and the stuff that you learn can carry into that different life stuff. And it's just really cool to see how successful he's been able to become and have a family. I think it's just from the way I grew up, it's awesome to see somebody take care of their family at a younger age, and make it something that is legit, and he does a very good job. So I give him a lot of props, and I look up to him for that outside of just BMX.
Austin Heights on that same program.
Yeah,
firefighter too. And I know Austin. I mean, you guys all grew up together.
It's a BMX thing, dude. I mean, same thing with
I think a lot of the people
down there too. It's like, let's go.
I think a lot of the people like it because it's like I know Jet, he's doing the EMT stuff. I know Riley does the firefighter, and I a lot of them tell me that it's like you kind of just get that like same excitement, like when you're racing. Like if you're racing to a fire, you get that like that feeling that you just really can't create.
That adrenaline.
Rush. And I think that's something. And you still train with guys on your team, and you're still around a team of people. So I think that's where it's not a bad gig, and it kind of is exciting for BMXers after just because it's still like an exciting thing, and you're working towards something. So I think it's sick.
How old are you, Anthony?
25.
I'm just thinking of the group of kids at 25. I mean, that's a hit man, Justin Anderson. That's
Yeah.
around that area.
Yeah, no, that's that. All those dudes I grew up with.
Justin Hammonds.
Yep, Dustin.
Solid
You
crew
know,
right there.
all of
I
them.
just saw a thing yesterday on Facebook. It was Christopher Blevins won some.
Yeah, he's
gravel-
actually
gravel
like really,
cross
really
bike.
big into the. He became the world champion in I
Yes.
think it's gravel
Gravel
or
bike,
cross
right?
country stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gravel bike.
he's like doing really good. I think he's on Specialized. Like he is like
killing it.
Yeah, he's at the top of what game that there is with that gravel and cross country stuff.
Right.
It's insane, and it's
I
cool
saw it. I
because
screenshot it and I sent it to Dennis Hammonds. He goes, "Dude, that's awesome." Because back in the day, Dennis is like that was Dustin's nemesis. Was
that was who we all. That was the group I raced. So it was me, Dustin, freaking Chris Blevins, Cam Moore, Dougie Butcher,
Dougie,
Alden Boulay.
Yeah, it was, dude. I could name so many people that I just can't believe, aren't racing now. But obviously, life is, crazy and it's different. But there are so many good kids that I could name from that little, probably 3 years.
You guys had a group, a serious group, fucking squad, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, those
even
kids
someone from up there up north. I don't know if you guys remember. You remember Brett Benson?
Yep.
Yeah, he was super solid growing up. We used to battle a lot, but even like Bubble Gonzalez, Ryan Pettigrew. I could name
Pettigrew,
50 people that you would be like, holy shit, they were so good.
You guys had such a group. I mean, every national we went to, and Dennis, Dustin was always on top, or 1 or 2 or 3, or last because he got wrecked, or wrecked or whatever, how it went. But dude, you guys battled. I mean,
that's why it's so funny nowadays how soft the world is, with this racing stuff, with blasting and moves. Because if I take you back to, 2008 Bakersfield National and showed you some of those blasts,
there it goes. Oh yeah,
you would
roosted.
Man, if I show you Jake Peebles sending someone over the second turn into the into the moon,
Travis Arraza sending Jake Peebles over the second turn and Baker.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. But if you brought some of those videos up and compared it to what you see now, you'd be like, oh shit, okay, that's why it's always so crazy to me that like people get DQ'd. Obviously, if you hurt somebody and it's really stupid, like all right. But like if you took it back to some of those OG races, you would be like, okay, why is the BMX world so soft? These are fucking gnarly.
That whole race with Travis and Jake. Well, Jake took out Denzel Stein.
Yep.
On the first coming out of the first turn.
Yeah, in the first turn.
Raza was just tired of it and hammering it. All the way over the finish line, bro.
Dude, all the way over, dude. I'm telling you, I remember all of that. All of those races. I remember all of them.
He'd already been DQ'd, come around, and people were getting up and Travis checked him again. It's like, you kidding me?
Yeah, dude, nowadays if you do that, you're gonna get suspended, and every parent or somebody's gonna cry about it. So it's
exactly.
Crazy.
You move over to the last straightaway, someone's mad. It's like, dude, it didn't used to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy now that you brought that up? That rule came from Chris Blevins, right?
Yes.
Because when we were in Rockford, Cam Moore cut over on him in the last straight, and he ended up crashing into the lip of the jump and going deaf in one ear. So that's where the rule came from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The first straight thing, the first 30 feet, I can kind of get away with, but the last straight, dude, if you're in front, dude, you can do what you want. I'm sorry, it's just one of those things and unfortunately for Christopher, that was a bad deal for him. But in today's racing, dude, I mean, it's all about being in front. You get to pick your line.
No, yeah, for sure. Definitely the 30 foot is solid just because we don't have it in the pros at all. I mean, obviously that Cam Wood and Isaac one was a little bit
extreme.
I think that was definitely, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's racing. You say you're trying to block your line, and if that's what we're going to go for and go for the win, then it is what it is. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit, crazy, but I don't think it should have been, the way that it went down. I think, Isaac fair and square won. But at the end of the day, not everyone's going to be happy with, any result that they come out of.
Right. I mean, we had a local kid here, Zach Loftus, smallest kid on the track in his class. And he would come from 8 to 1. I mean, we weren't even 15 feet out of the gate, dude. He would be at 1. And because he was like so small that these guys get their power built up, he couldn't keep with him. And he was fast as shit. And especially when he came back in his later teens, he came back faster and shit. But at that time, he would have to come over from 8 to 1 to shut someone down. He'd come all the way over, then go all the way back to the middle of the track so he could make that turn. And oh my God, it was brutal. But he was good at it. He could get a gate.
No, yeah, no, it sometimes plays an advantage for some people.
Yeah.
Dang, yeah, Patterson and Clapman, those were some fucking battles.
geez,
That's for
right?
sure. Those were
Homie.
some fucking battles.
Yes.
Now you're bringing up some fucking real BMX.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh yeah, Julie, she's got some depth, man. Her kids were on extreme. Back in the day.
Clapman, dude. Oh, Claddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Cloudy
Two-time
Daddy.
amateur.
Both the Patterson brothers. I mean, both sets of the 70s and 80s Pattersons and the 90s 2000 Pattersons.
Yep.
All four of them. Those guys were all faster than shit.
Yeah, well,
Robbie and
they're
Danny.
they're on extreme.
Yeah, Wilcox and Patterson, dude. Man, see, that's why I love this shit. There's so many fucking good races that I always forget about in battles. Like, man, there's so many good races and shit from I mean, just in general. Like, if somebody could do a montage of, like, if we could get those, you remember Go to 11?
Yes.
If we could get all of those clips from those, I swear we could make the craziest fucking BMX montage. There would be
absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure USA. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I'm pretty sure USA BMX has them all. They're just all scattered, so it's like a shit to like go through. But if we could get on some of those Go to 11 OG dirt track races and all the OG races, I'm telling you, there is some shit on there.
Hell, the best one we ever saw was we were in DeSoto, Texas.
Oh,
5 years ago.
Angel Montoya
coming at 16 expert, coming on the bottom and took everybody out. Everybody. There was 8 of them in the gate, and there was 2 that came out of the first turn.
The 7-10 split,
yes,
going into one on the low
we're sitting on top of the turn, and we're like,
that's great.
We have our cameras out. It was classic,
it was
bro.
Insane.
That's
it
crazy.
Was so fucking cool.
Oh, I just saw George's hello in the Mike Redmond voice.
Hello.
R.I.P. to Mike. Exactly. R.I.P. to Mike. That was a man. It's still sad to this day. He was the man.
The BMX
still is.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. 100%.
I mean, he trained the USA BMX's #1 announcer right now. So
Luke's saying, "Yep, Angel Montoya, that was the best."
That was so funny. We're sitting on top of the first turn, and we're watching this, and Montoya just blast everybody. Guys going through the banners. Who's the photographer for the USA BMX?
Justin.
He was dodging people because they were all coming over the turn.
It just started or something.
Yeah, it was like his first year. And he was dodging people.
Angel Montoya was a beast. He would definitely put some shit out there. That's why I liked him. He was always fighting out there.
Just like the Hulk. Big kid.
Yeah.
Put you where you wanted you.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Angel Montoya on JNR with the long hair hanging out. That was a legit one.
Conan, dude. Fucking Conan.
Dude, go ahead and get my way. I dare you.
He was like freaking Troy Polamalu.
Yeah. Hey, literally though. That's
was
a
like
perfect example. That's perfect. Literally.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was that was
a fucking shampoo sponsor. He could have been Factory fucking Head and Shoulders, bro.
I don't know if you saw the videos, but I mean, it was 2015. We were at the Grands, and we're driving. I'm still driving there or flying there, whatever. And Rick's in the public showers. He's doing a Head and Shoulders commercial.
Great. Oh, dude, that was awesome.
And I'm watching on my phone. I'm like, are you shitting me? You're doing a shampoo, dude. You barely have hair. Why are you doing a shampoo commercial? And he's loving it and laughing his ass off.
It was a fucking good time.
I'm like, I could not wait to get there to check him on this. I'm like, bro, come on now, really?
That's
my God, it was hilarious.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah, Rick is quite the. He's a salesman, bro. He's a promoter.
I have
for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? And he definitely promotes you, bro. And so do I. And so does the show. And dude, we really thank you for being on.
Yeah,
bro. This is one of the
everybody tuning in. Thank you guys so much. You know what?
Yes.
And they let you go rest, bro. We're over the 3-hour mark.
Yeah,
man.
he's uncomfortable in that chair with that.
No, yeah, this is definitely getting a little uncomfy, but I'm having a good time.
You start to feel it, and you're just like, oh man, dude,
Shut the hell up.
It has been a while. It's like.
Well, that's what sucks is like I'm having such a good time. It's like fuck, like I said, if I didn't look at the time, I would have no clue. It's been 3 hours, and if I sat here and I wasn't in pain, I could easily go for another 5 hours. So
let us know when you're ready, and we'll go again.
That's just how the show goes.
Yeah,
dude.
we'll go again when you're ready.
And when you got people fire in the chat section, putting up great comments, and you get the content going and the chatter back and forth, dude. It makes it for a good time where you lose track of time.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome, man. And,
thank God. Sometimes we go to places where they want to shut down. They kick us out. It saves everybody. We can talk all night long, bro. We appreciate you.
No, for sure. I appreciate you guys again. Thanks for having me.
Let
on,
us know
and
when you
thanks
get
for all
healed
the-
up and you're back on point and you got a little bit of time, and we'll do this again,
and,
man.
And
Yeah.
two, so with that link too, Anthony, is so like anytime that we're live and doing the show, then you could patch in while we're live.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. I'll definitely
And-
pop in and screw you guys up a couple times.
Yeah, you can, especially if you
Shit.
got people freaking at the pad hanging out and stuff and want to chime in, you can, because it'll give me the kind of like the same icon like we did before we went live.
You know
Oh,
what?
for
It's
sure.
City Night
No,
and
definitely. If I'm with some
Yeah.
of the peoples and we're definitely
Right.
tuning in, I'll get us hop in with a group of pros and you'll. Oh shit! I'll make it.
Nick
I'll make
didn't-
it
yeah.
fun.
Nick didn't tune in.
Nick, who?
Long.
What are you talking?
He did. He shared it on his page. I figured we'd get some comments from him.
Oh yeah, I thought for sure. Oh, Long John would have been.
Dude, he's
Well,
probably on he's on
got
baby duty.
he's got the newborn. You know how that is
That's
at
right.
at that time of night. He's probably feeding her the bottle and
Yeah, he's over there on Oklahoma OKC time. Plus, he's putting Lindsay's new bike together. He's upgrading her stuff.
Suckers
Yeah.
with babies, right?
and they're 3 hours ahead, so it's 1 o'clock I think right now.
Oh yeah, Nick don't sleep.
Or 2 hours ahead. But yeah, he's probably just working on
Yeah.
clinics or working on something. He's always
I just
busy.
figured he shared it on his page. I figured he would
He's
time
probably
chime in a
walking
little
the
bit.
cats or some shit. You
Walking
never
the
know.
cats.
Or maybe he just set it up and just had it playing and he's just watching.
Maybe
sitting there in the
he's just
sitting
trolling.
there in the shadows.
Yeah, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, peoples. Get that out of here.
Oh, he's probably getting through the earth. Oh, supposedly there was
Yeah,
an earthquake.
earthquake,
over there?
5.1 in Oklahoma.
Oh
Oh
shit.
shit.
Oh goddamn.
Hopefully the Supercross hill is still good.
Hopefully, yeah. There's supposed to be
Fuck everybody else,
a
as
bunch
long
of
as the
people
track's
going
fine,
around.
right?
I'm just kidding. I hope everyone's all right, but the Supercross hill, I hope.
I
is
should
good.
have said that, but
Oh,
that's yeah. Hey,
No,
that's
I was gonna say it after, but I was just waiting. I just thought it was funny.
I thought
it was funny. It was
I
hilarious.
thought it was down at GMO. I thought it was down in AZ.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I thought, but somebody did say, "Gma, why are you in Oklahoma?" And he said, "No, I'm not." So I think it was just like he just brought it up and said there
Saw it
was
on
one.
TV or whatever the news. Yeah.
Scaffolding is in shambles. Fuck, I hope not. It's already scary enough being on there with a nice solid built hill. I want no
Man.
shaking or no
Fuck, you ain't
nothing.
lying. There go the bleachers.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, Anthony, appreciate you again, brother. You know, dude,
Good time.
Awesome fucking Friday
Yes.
night, dude. It really freaking makes for a good weekend. You know, I mean, it's gonna be something else, dude. When you wake up in the morning, you're gonna see a shit ton of messages from people, dude, that you're gonna be like, dude, we seen you on the show. It was awesome. This, that. You're gonna be bombarded, bro. It's next level shit, bro. Honestly,
No,
it is.
I
And it's a
appreciate
good
it
time,
again.
man.
No,
And we'll
thank you.
definitely
Like
be
I
sharing
said,
your podcast on our show to get people over there. So
thank you. Well, I appreciate
Yeah.
it again, and having me on here. And like I said, this was so fun, and just even outside of the stuff that we did with my part of it, just shit talking and talking about
Yes.
BMX and all that shit. I had a good ass time, so I appreciate it, and I'm thankful for all the cool things and the nice things you guys said. And just stay tuned for the stuff that I got. I'll keep you guys updated with my injuries and all the stuff that has been going on and what's going to come. And I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop with all of that on my YouTube and my Instagram.
Great.
So yeah, well I'll see you guys
Stay up to
later.
date with Shibby.
Yeah, I'll
go
hit
take
you
an
up,
Advil and lay in bed. And
yeah, no, I'm definitely about to hit the oh shit, like I'm 50 right now. So
Get yourself some Dave's.
hey, what's wrong with being 50?
Get some Dave's
God damn it.
chicken tomorrow for you, bro.
nothing with the age. It's just about when you're when the pain.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, I know. Trust me. I
Yeah,
know.
some Dave's hot chicken sounds amazing. See,
Right?
man,
And
you
you're
got
like,
me fucking fried
Got
Twinkies,
this
Dave's
big
hot
damn- I
chicken.
got this goddamn horse dick burrito from Chipotle, but Dave's chicken's right here. I'm like, I feel you. I feel it.
See that's where there's Shivy, Anthony, and then there's Tony B. It's hard to choose which one I want to be all the
It's like,
time.
damn it, dude.
Yeah, the horse stick burrito. Can't go. It's hard to pass on that one, right?
Oh shit.
Shit. God damn it, Rick.
All right, Shibby. Hey, man. Love you, brother. Hey, dude. God bless you, man. Thank you again so much. Everybody in the chat room, everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys so much, man. A great
show.
evening for all three of us. And hope everybody else enjoyed and had a great time along with us, because I know we had a blast.
Had a blast. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I agree with that 100%. And I'll hit you up on the messenger and we'll chat soon.
Yep. Heal up, buddy.
Sounds good,
Uh,
Shibby. Love you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Later.
You too. Thank you guys for everything. See you later.
Anytime, bro.
Oh my God, that was fun. That was fun.